Pull up this list.
Yo, what's good? It's your boy CJ the X Factor back this week with another episode of the Experts. Here tonight with my co-host Sanzo Matic.
Yes,
We
sir.
got Graylin in the building, and then we got a special guest tonight. Our sports extraordinaire. We got
Sure.
That's what
Amo.
one said. Now.
What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? What's going
Watch
on?
them
We got
done.
a
Watch
real
them
life
done.
celebrity.
Yeah,
Nah,
Real life
yeah.
celebrity in the
We got
building.
a celebrity on tonight.
I know celebrity. Just
See the
The
lighting?
only way was be on
That ain't
TV.
regular lighting right
only
there.
people, only people who know me is be like people Grammy and they see me in budget. They just be like, "Oh, you speak on my TV?" I just be like, "Yes, mom."
That's how they know where they know you from.
Yeah,
You on
it's be
TV
like,
though.
"I know your face." I just be like, "Yeah, yes, mom." I just say, "Yes, mom."
You was through the weather, right?
Yeah.
Motto. But yeah, we on live tonight. We got a lot of storylines to go through. We know we got to run through our NFL picks from Sunday. We got a lot of storylines behind that. Also, the Thursday night game is going on right now. Tom Brady and the Buccaneers are up 14-7, and in their red zone, going for another score. And we got NBA. We got the NBA season coming up. Um, soon. Preseason's on the way. Lakers is like 0-4 right now, but don't watch nothing. Preseason don't
Don't
count.
cry.
Westbrook say, don't worry about how much you turning the ball over, what you want. So we can get into that.
I got plenty of words for the Lakers, but we get that one.
Yeah, okay, good. I
We
mean,
get that one.
but yeah, also we trying to the experts right now. We got a special guest in the building tonight. We trying to work on a special guest coming up, so stay tuned. We might put out a little promo video for what's coming up and what's next. But for now, Kraylin, you got the score sheet from Sunday.
Yes, sir.
All right, let's go. Let's run it down. Let's get through it quick.
Bring it up.
Let's see what's going on. Let's see how these picks look. I really remember mine, but let's ride. How we looking?
That's what first game. What the first game is?
All right, first game. It's week 5 right? Yeah, first game. Steelers, Broncos. That's interesting.
That was the easy one. That was the easy
Uh,
one.
Everyone pick Steelers.
No.
I mean, I'm gonna be biased because I'm a Broncos fan, but I think that's gonna be. I think it's gonna be a close game. But putting my bias aside, it kind of looks like Ben starting to find like the offense starting to find its way over in Pittsburgh. I think, especially with Najee Harris getting going. I think the rest of the passing game could start to come along. Because, obviously, Ben is a lot older than he once was. This ain't the big Ben that we knew. So, obviously, I think it could take him a while to get, heat up in the season. But it's too much weapons on the Steelers on the offensive side of the ball for them to,
Hey,
crash.
Well, listen, the
first
Steelers,
of all, right?
the Steelers playing the Seahawks.
You
Week
realize
6
that
coming up.
there's a game that already happened,
We
and
running
the
out.
Steelers already beat the Broncos.
Right.
Oh, I know you got with them.
Talk,
Coming
talk,
up.
talk.
We
Give
running,
this analysis.
we running
Like
two-
they done
we running-
lose.
we running through our players from our picks from
Oh,
Sunday.
you get Sunday
From week
score.
5.
Yeah. Our
Our
Sunday picks actually is come Sunday morning, and then
Right.
we usually recap it like now during the week.
However, almost
we don't see
everything.
who's gonna be 0-1.
But
That's
everything
be
you say,
hard or what do though?
everything you say was valid though. Like
It is.
Because I was like,
saying-
wait, I know Teddy. I feel, I sure I see Teddy here. Yeah.
But we keep saying Big Ben losing it, but they wasn't gonna lose to the Broncos.
Oh yeah, not to the Broncos, not right
Yeah,
now.
that-
With the quarterback, and it still was a
But I'll
close
tell you
game.
that.
And then
Teddy down, they
Juju
pick them lose that one.
Yeah, Juju out too.
Yeah.
Like Juju out for the season. So, but hey, listen, Steelers in a tight. But then Najee Harris, I think he can have a
be
great-
nice
he can have
as
a
well,
nice year.
He nice as hell, but they know what they was doing when they dropped him the first round.
So everybody picked Steelers.
Everybody picks Steelers.
Yeah.
All right,
Everybody
cool.
picked Steelers.
Y'all sliding.
Except Amo and Red Rock.
In retrospect, we got Dolphins and Bucks.
Oh come on,
Everybody
this
picked
was
Bucks.
the easy one.
That's the easy one.
I surprised they put up 17. Congratulations, we all want a consolation prize or something, little cookie, little biscuit, little chip, little meat. I got that.
But all right, so let's talk. How long Tua out though?
Tua is back.
I think he's supposed to be
this
coming
week.
back this week. I think
he's trying to play Sunday, but I know he's back to practice.
That was Brissett last time, I think.
I asked the question as if Tua was there, they was gonna win. They said he was gonna lose, but it was just I was curious to know. I mean, when Tua come back.
Now you have an excuse to look bad.
Everybody big butts. Right? These games we could run through. We got
got number 3.
Pats Texans.
No. So everybody pick Pats?
Everybody pick Pats.
Y'all gotta stop bandwagoning my team, boy.
But that's our first.
Y'all almost
almost.
I think that's our first time picking Pats.
Hey, listen.
This boy just say almost.
They win by 3.
Don't worry. We can see who win by 3. We can see who win by 3 in a minute. Keep it flowing.
So everybody 3-0. Then we got Panthers, Eagles.
Yeah. What going on with the Panthers and Eagles? Huh? Win by 3? What happened there?
We got Panthers and Eagles. Eagles in that one.
I picked the Eagles.
CJ picked the Eagles. Me and Sans picked Panthers.
Win by 3.
So that's 4-1. Vikings, Lions.
3-1. 3-1.
Right, we 4-0. Sorry, he 3-1.
No.
Yeah,
I'm 4-0.
We 3-1.
4-0, bro. You picked it. Oh, he 4-0. Right, you 3-1.
Yeah, he 4-0. He 4-0.
I'm gonna start keeping our stats.
How the Eagles even win that there?
But you know me and numbers ain't no friend.
Yeah, go ahead me for that.
Yeah.
Vikings and Lions. Everybody pick Vikings.
Yeah. A couple of these we gotta really talk about what's really going on.
Okay, so that was
Vikings barely win that too, boy.
Right, that was a very
barely win.
Yeah, that was a close one.
And like Glove always say every week, Vikings is one of them teams with so inconsistent. One week they can put up.
I almost like points, honestly.
Yeah, the Vikings is interesting thing is I think they're 2-3, but I think everyone can pretty much say they're a better team and their record would reflect, because I think they lost a few close games, so it's still early. So you look at their record and be like they're 2-3, yeah. But when you look at that team, they do have players on both sides of the ball. So I think as the season progressed, you could kind of see them get better. So I wouldn't look at their record and be like, there's a draft team. Because obviously they'd be able to score some points.
Right, and that shows when we trying to predict. It's never a game where we say, Vikings lose that one. It's always it's a tough one because the Vikings in it, and you don't know which Vikings you could have that week.
But I argue the first 3 games there was they could have went 3-0 the first 3 games. People made that argument. But they just have a lot of bad breaks.
Yeah.
All right, this next one is which one? This is the Packers one.
We got
Bengals Packers.
Oh yeah, but that was a really good. That was a crazy game.
All let's pick the Packers, but that was a
I was watching
heartbreak game, boy.
I was watching the game thinking, shit, all us lose.
Well, it was crazy too when the kicker for the Bengals thought he won the game.
And I laughed so hard. But dog was jumping up and down, that
was an awkward ride on.
But he's so cocky, he ain't even watch the ball. I ain't gonna lie, if you watch it from his angle, it was straightened up. And the second he turned the air, that curve to the left. I say, wow, that's crazy.
He is jumping up and down. I said, you had to stop over there.
I was like, bro.
He's done riding his teammate back. He was on the
with the pocket. Let's talk about the Packers kicker, though. I mean,
Crosby.
Mason Crosby. That was surprising.
But you got
he missed 3, right?
There's always something about that left hash. That left hash has always been dangerous. That's why you see some people just run the ball and make sure get their running back to run right, so you could get a lineup kick. But that left hash, that's a dangerous hash. I know why, but it is what it is.
And then Matt LaFleur could be talking in the press conference about he came to me for the game with us, and he told me he was ready, and I trusted him. I was like, wait, he missed 3 field goals. I act like he was dead confident that he's dead that last one.
Yeah.
He just so confident.
These coaches, they'll say anything.
But I mean, they have to say that to kind of put faith.
Got to be politically correct
and put some confidence in the players. You hear what your boy say?
You got to keep morale up.
You hear what your boy say about Lamar? when they say, "How did you have faith in them eyes?" Listen, I know we wasn't gonna lose. We have Lamar Jackson.
Oh boy,
bro, what?
The
Colts kicker lose that game for them. Like anyway, we didn't get
this. Me mad, baby. But
yeah, that statement got some validity though. That statement got some. It's been a validity though.
I don't want to say they didn't rent. Anyway, we can get that.
Yeah,
The next game is Saints and Washington football team.
Oh yeah, this was a good topic. I wish we could wait. Pun need to get better. Hey, you need some help on that media team. This is when you're supposed to flash back to Sunday. I put my little segment here when I saying Jameis Winston is a week-to-week type of guy, 1 week on, 1 week off. And the fellas tell me I playing what they all say, ping pong or inky pinky ponky or something like that.
Any mini money mo.
Yeah, any mini money mo. And guess how I say it? It's just how it happened. Doggone it there. Look like Drew Brees again.
But he's something really wrong with this dude. Like I mean, I can't predict it. I drop him in my fantasy because he's just too unpredictable, bro.
Like, what's so crazy, dude? Especially like with the Saints quarterback situation, especially like with fantasies, like with Taysom Hill, it's like every time they get down the red zone or goal line, you could expect to see Taysom Hill, and it's weird because from a fantasy perspective, it's like, okay, what do I do? Do I pick up Taysom Hill? Does it make sense?
Yeah. I mean, and then too, from a football perspective, given Taysom Hill gets reps, it's like,
and it's like,
how close is it from Jameis to getting? How close is Jameis from getting benched? Right?
Yeah.
So if he have a 3-pick game, I'm sorry for him,
bro. And then people don't realize how much money Taysom Hill is actually making. Like, he's trying to big contract in the offseason. Is like, bro, you don't paying someone $10-15 million to rush the ball 3-4 times in the red zone. Like, really? they got to get their money's worth.
Yeah, that's probably it.
But even to your point about Jameis, right? He still had an up and down game even during that game. I mean, he had what? He had 4 touchdowns.
Dog got to keep you all guessing.
He had 4 touchdowns. He had like 50%, 1 interception, 1 fumble. That had like a 50% completion rate. So it ain't like he threw for 279 yards. That's must be the highest he threw for the season so far.
Yeah,
for like
under
150. So so I mean, even in that game, he had an up and down game, but it was just enough to get it done.
270 week 5, and the most you throw for the season is 279.
Hold your head, man. Hold your head. Y'all getting W's, eating W's. Y'all gotta stop this hate, man.
Yeah, but Jameis came through. No, that mean next week. Well, next week is their bye. But
yeah, they're on a bye next week, happily. That next week coming out of that, but you ain't sure what you get coming out of that bye. You don't know what that bye can do.
Loaf pick Saints. Me and Sans pick Washington.
Sound like I'm still undefeated.
So you that was it, 6-0. 7-0. You 5-2. And we got Titans, Jags.
I think everybody picked the Titans.
Everybody picked Titans.
I told you out there again, he's gonna run the hell out of the ball.
I want to go to comfort.
It was surprisingly close, but nobody was surprised about that outcome.
Yeah, no one was surprised with the outcome, but yeah.
What else we got?
Next we got Raiders, Bears. Everybody pick Raiders.
If I pick Raiders, but to be honest, I didn't know the storyline. I didn't do my research on that game. If I knew the storyline on that game,
between Gruden, what storyline? Gruden and Mac?
Yeah, Gruden. If I know the storyline with that game, I definitely wouldn't have picked Raiders because I know how players go.
Right, so you think it affected them a lot.
Yeah, because players play for their coaches, like they support their coach. And from you come over with something like that, but I come out there not to say I can lay down, but I can let you know, but number one, don't say nothing to me. If I mess up, don't run on. Like I ain't into that. But you miss and say something a little slick. I call him the commissioner. I feel offended. Like, bro, how you slide out? So I think the best thing for him to do was to leave after all that controversy.
Probably after that game, he realized no one was really even.
Yeah,
you can't even hype them up at that point.
Exactly. What you were saying?
That reminded me of that Clipper situation with
Donald
Sterling.
Yeah.
Bro, after that, they was like, we ain't playing for this dude. He got to go. So I can imagine Gruden
but the the situation with Gruden crazy to me because it's like these emails come out after like 6-7 years. It's like, bro, that means people had to know about these. So like, why is it just coming to like? I know they was doing a probe on the Redskins, so that's pretty much how they uncovered it. But it's still wild to me that people probably saw these emails for a while and they just been sitting on them.
Yeah,
and it's like it's crazy. It's
so
like
I guess the question is why now?
yeah. So
why they get released right now? Like, what's the?
It's crazy. Yeah. It's like you kind of feel for the players because it's like, bro, the Raiders. You're just kind of expecting them to make some noise.
Yeah, they started off very good.
Yeah.
At least kind of be like a fringe playoff team. Now it's like you don't got no coach. It's a lot of instability. So it's like
no sense of direction.
Yeah, so we was talking a lot about Derek Carr being an MVP candidate. Do y'all think that dwindles away now, given that
it all depends how they come out of this, though. Like if he come out of this and still like my thing with it is, yes, it's a situation, but it's how you move forward. It ain't what the situation is. It's how you adjust to the situation. So if he come out of this and he still tear up the league and they go like 112-5 or something like that, cool, he'll be in the conversation. But if he come out of this and the team just falls apart and everybody go their own way, and then after the season they got to break up the team and all that crap, then
and I don't know how much NFL MVPs or NFL individual accolades play on storylines like how the NBA does. But if it does, this is Derek Carr's MVP to win, bro. Given that they come back and they persevere during what was going, what would be called.
I guess if Kyler Murray must retire mid-season, then he has a good chance to win it.
I don't expect him to go undefeated.
He ain't in the lead. I mean, he could still be in the conversation, but he clearly ain't in the lead.
So who's y'all? I don't know if y'all may have talked about it like on the last episode or the last pod. Like who y'all top 3 MVP picks right now?
I had Carr in the discussion. I probably might have him still at the tail end of the top 3, but right now for me it's Kyler, and then it's Lamar Jackson. So Kyler, Lamar, and then Derek Carr.
That's what you can do for us, eh? I got Kyler, I got Josh Allen, and I got Lamar Jackson.
Mine is similar to Lohan. Kyler, Josh Allen, and then Lamar. I mean, bro, listen.
Josh Allen's playing better than Derek Carr right now, especially lately.
Who?
Lately,
Josh Allen right now has been playing better than.
That dude got something cool, bro.
Yeah, lately, I give you that. Lately, he's been better than Derek Carr. I have Lamar Jackson second. I stick him by that. I think behind all the injuries and all that, despite all the stuff he faced at the end of the season, he's been dominant. He could argue he's probably been the best player in the NFL.
I think, like when I look at the MVP, because I think my
don't say
pretty similar to I think everyone MVP top 3 with Kyler, Josh Allen, Lamar, but I think Kyler has. Let me know if y'all understand if it makes sense. Like Kyler has been the better player, but I think Lamar is MVP because he's more valuable to his team. Like I think Hassan's mentioned it just now of the injuries. I don't think you have to put a lot of stuff in perspective.
Yeah, you have to put everything all together.
The Ravens lost their top 3 starting running backs, right?
Yeah, and still top 10 in the league in rushing.
Exactly. And not only that, but I also look at the fact that Lamar doesn't play with a true number 1 wide receiver. So everything that he's doing in the passing game is crazy because he doesn't have a true number 1 to me.
He's a Jameis Winston at wide
receiver. And I think he top 10 in rushing and throwing yards.
Yeah, he is.
Lamar, he is.
And we saying Kyler, right? As if Kyler really outplaying him. Baltimore 4-1.
Kyler been balling,
but Baltimore 4-1.
Yeah.
Cardinals 5-0. I mean, like ain't that much of a difference.
Yeah.
I mean, but Cardinals been really beating some teams.
Yeah, maybe looking sexy with it though. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, they got that Showtime thing going on.
Yeah, they got
Showtime
looking good.
But I think Lamar, honestly, like I said, you can make a case that he's been the best player in the NFL this year. When you think about
if he continues this pace, then he probably. I don't know if the Ravens are gonna be able to sustain it because I didn't look at lot of half season schedule, but I would assume that their competition gets a bit tougher because obviously they play in the same division with the Browns, the Bengals, and the Steelers. So they got to see them a few more times before the season up. So it's gonna be interesting.
Boy.
So I saw this graphic, right? I saw this graphic. It's saying Lamar Jackson has 1,860 total yards this season. That's more. that's more yards than the Falcons, the Panthers, the Bengals, the Broncos, the Lions, the Colts, the Bears, the Texans.
Yeah, he saw that too.
The Dolphins, the Pats, the Jets, the Seahawks, the Washington football team, the 49ers, the Packers, the Steelers, the Saints, we know the Saints, and the Jaguars. One man. So I mean,
it's ridiculous.
I think if, like you say, if he keep his pace up, I don't think Kyler could get that MVP over him. Because they ain't going undefeated.
We'll see. No, they ain't going undefeated, but it's still a media-based award.
But let me show what odds to Kyler's case too is he plays in the toughest division in football. So that kind of writers, like media people and writers, they kind of like narratives and stuff like that too. So when they take that in consideration, you have to go up against the Seahawks, Rams, and 49ers.
Yeah,
like they're gonna
some
put
big teams. Not to say that Lamar ain't doing anything, but dog beating some big teams on that end. Without a top 10, like without a big running back either. Like their rushing game is so dynamic.
Because when you look at the Cardinals, especially that wide receiver core, they have AJ Green, Christian Kirk, Rondale Moore looks good, man. He has a bunch of weapons. I think he has a lot more than Lamar's. They pretty much play at the same level, but it's still early in the season, so a lot of stuff still left off.
Yeah. So all right. So right now, Love is 9-1, and we 6-3.
In picks,
in picks.
Yeah, y'all cannot let Love win the picks war.
No, the thing goes. I already tallied this up from Sunday, bro. I don't know what talking about. I started you from Sunday, but
you don't win much. You don't win much, but this week, I think
anyway,
this week he
look at dog. Look at my dog, cornbread.
So we got
cornbread.
After that game, we got Cowboys and Giants.
Oh boy, now mine cornbread. This way you're number Broncos.
Anyway. Cowboys and Giants. I picked Cowboys. Sans picked Giants.
Who picked Giants? Wow.
Who picked
Giants?
Now, hold on now. In Sans defense, that was going to be
going down early.
Right.
Oh, here we go.
And then Donnie went down. So I mean, I would too on that. That was a good game before they went down.
Nah, only one person in this group is predict injuries and think that's how you're supposed to win.
Injuries go.
I ain't going on them. That's only one person.
Injuries come, injuries go, man.
This boys be like, but I tell y'all, Jimmy G is gonna be on the sideline.
Hey, dog still on the sideline.
You get injured, so you get benched.
Hey,
what I tell you about Fitzpatrick? Didn't I say Fitzpatrick's going to get injured and not finish the whole season?
You say he wasn't going to finish the season. Do get injured and must see what the second place.
Must see the first quarter of the season.
Hey, a player could die mid-game and he'd say, "Wait, tell you that, but I tell you he can't finish no game." But I say,
I tell you these fellas, I can see the writing on the wall.
But I was watching, I was like, wait, Sans really had a point before these two went down. So, the Cowboys look down.
Don't forget the Jets and the Falcons. We was doing that live, and the Jets try to make a good game.
The Jets actually came, right? They did.
They made a good game now.
Not today.
They made a good game. They just get down. They going down to it. I don't understand what they. Anyway, the next game is that one is horrible.
But Saquon is out for what, 3 to 4 weeks?
But hamstring funny.
No,
that's the
time.
Ankle.
You have an ankle.
Oh yeah. I saw the ankle swell right up. Boy,
that's
a high ankle. But that ankle was swell right up. King. I know.
I don't think he come back.
But he is a monster though. Don't forget now.
I give him at least 2 weeks.
Is that guy?
Wait, that dude lower body is.
I guess mad that he wasting his good years in New York.
Someone say Saquon is the what the Cubs quarterback name? Carson Wentz of running backs.
No, boy, don't do that. Don't ever do that.
Don't shout out to me.
Yeah, don't.
I mean, but They got a point. I mean,
Carson Wentz is the Derrick Rose of the NFL.
He misses a lot of time due to injuries.
Already?
I mean,
I think.
What do you mean already? Carson Wentz been injured from like the Super Bowl run, like 2017, where the doggy never bounced back, boy.
Yeah, doing that. He ain't never got the MVP. If he'd got the MVP, then yeah.
That's what I said. Just like Rose.
He's like what? He's like what? Like top 3 finish, and MVP.
But dog was number 1 that year.
He was before he went down. Before he went down, he was number 1. So I don't know where he finished, but I don't know this.
And he finished second. I think Brady.
I don't see Derrick Rose. That's a little disrespectful to D Rose.
Yeah.
To be honest.
How? And they do the same thing. Give everybody hope and they never deliver the championship. At least Philly still won at the end of the season.
Yeah.
And Derrick Rose going down, but that was it for Chicago. But y'all be boys staying wide open. But anyway, we can get the NBA rate now.
After Cowboys Giants, we got Browns Chargers.
That was another crazy year. That was
a good game. I almost picked the Browns, but I remember what I told you about the Browns.
Browns almost
the Chargers, but
everyone picked the Chargers, but
yeah, all us picked the Chargers. But I told you that Browns, easy team, but they just have
a rough
schedule.
Yeah,
you gotta admire the Chargers. The Chargers flipping ambition. When dudes going forward, they're going forward down twice inside the fourth quarter, right? And then, I mean, that just is a good game, but that's a good game. They're going forward, and I think when
but they just the way they control that clock too. I mean, when the Browns started up, I was like, yeah, you know what? And you give Herbert too much time. And I usually don't say that unless you use Mahomes or use Brady. But I starting to say with Herbert, bro, you can't get out there too much time.
Bro, I think like Herbert, I really think Miami dropped the ball and
I told him that from draft night.
Right? You saw the flashes last year, and he was like, okay, after teams learn how to scheme against him, he may come back down to earth, but bro, he looking like QB1-2 right now. Like he looking like the one right now. And then you look at the weapons you have around him, like Mike Williams finally remember that he's 6'4", 250 pounds. Like finally, he finally putting it together. Now you have a arguably the Chargers with, people gonna talk about Tampa Bay. But I would say Tampa Bay has the best trio of wide receivers. When you look at 1-2, it might not be a better 1-2 wide receiver punch than Mike Williams and Keenan Allen right now.
Yep.
So then you add Eckler out the box. So Herbert could be good. Chargers, and be good for a while.
And what Loaf mentioned, I don't know if it was Sunday or last week, is their defense underrated.
Very much so.
Both of them is scared, but they do their thing.
Bro, not even that. Their secondary is also very underrated. Like during the year, I think it's one of the best safeties in the league.
Boy, he nice.
So them niggas, I can't even see myself predicting or betting against them. I don't see no team, but I'd say, yeah, I picked them to win. I don't.
But it's crazy because it looks like Kansas City is kind of coming down to earth. So the division, the AFC West, may be up for grabs, and the Chargers could make that next jump and take that division because Mahomes looking very, very mortal nowadays.
Yeah,
looking very human right now.
And people over blood.
It ain't really just Mahomes. That team just got exposed.
And then if you look at it, the Kansas City defense was never really an elite defense. They peaked during the playoffs, and the offense managed to cover up a lot of their holes. But Kansas City, their defense has been poor.
The margin for error is small. The margin for error is very, very small. So their offense can't close those same gaps that they could before, and the defense just got a lot worse. We get into that though. We can definitely get into that. I got a lot of thoughts on that.
We
got 49ers, Cardinals.
We didn't do that.
No, we didn't do that.
We didn't do that one yet.
49ers, Cardinals. We ain't talking about Trey Lance first career start.
Yeah, his first start. I feel for the level of competition he played against, his first start was okay. It was much better than going out there and slinging 4 interceptions. I guess Dog managed the game. My thing is, he realized that, like I told you before, that spot basically is his to lose.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, they
It
didn't
is.
draft you as the new franchise quarterback. Jimmy G just on a what they do the little hourglass with the sun dropping now. He just on borrowed time right now
Yeah.
because this, like I told you before, Jimmy G, this is last season in San Francisco. I
Yeah.
wouldn't be surprised if he even get traded before the trade
Well, true.
deadline,
Yeah.
being a stretch. But this in the NBA with NFL, it does be a little bit more funny. They do more off-season moves than in-season moves, but
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if someone pick up the phone and like Houston or someone call and say they need a
Right.
quarterback.
Bro, I don't even know, but Houston is like Houston rookie quarterback that looked there good
He
this
did play.
weekend,
He
dude.
played
So
real
it's
good
like
last.
Yeah,
He
he
was for
look
300 yards, I think.
yeah, he
against
throw for
a
like
good defense.
like 2-3 touchdowns. So it's like it's interesting because like Low mentioned the Jimmy G situation. There's so much parallels in the league now with these. You have these rookie quarterbacks waiting in the wings. You have obviously the placeholder veteran quarterback because like now you see the Justin Fields is officially starting in Chicago, and like my whole thing is you invest
Yeah.
so much draft capital into trying to get these quarterbacks and get these players. And it's like, I understand you don't want to throw them in the fire right away, but you ain't invest so much in them to not see what they have. Or like, you want to see them
Yeah.
produce, and it's only a matter of time. It's like, bro, Andy Dalton ain't your franchise quarterback. Y'all done ain't
Right.
winning a bunch of games. Like, put Justin Fields in there. Let's see what he can do. Like, he ain't make no sense trying to smooth it along. The same thing with Trey Lance and Tom Francisco. It's like,
But even with
bro,
Trey Lance, it was a bit different because they would insert him hand there
yeah,
while Jimmy G was playing, and he would
Yeah.
play good.
They was trying to get him
So
back.
it's like it ain't
And
like they never playing like
exactly.
how Justin Fields is on the bench. So I don't know what took
Yeah.
them so long, but
I think the initial investment that they made in Jimmy G, I think they probably didn't really know how to balance that. But
but
like we always say, when you draft a quarterback that height, you don't draft him to just sit on the bench. You draft him to be your future. So from
yeah,
there, they should have made a clear-cut decision as to where they should have moved. But
yeah.
we'll eventually see Jimmy G get moved or won't be playing. And I think that'll be the end of that.
yeah. So next we got Ravens Colts. The Ravens pull
Yeah,
that off, pull that
we talked
comeback.
briefly about that. That's a spectacular Lamar
All
Jackson
let's pick
game.
Ravens, eh?
Yeah, all respect
Yeah,
Ravens. But
Yeah.
I don't like. To me, football is so different from basketball in the sense where,
I
bro,
almost picked Colts.
I mean, okay, let's establish protocol. Week 5, well, how much kicks was missed? 15, I think 16 or 17 kicks,
Yeah, too much.
including the Monday game.
a lot.
Bro, as a kicker, I don't understand how you have one job. If my one job was to shoot free throws, I mean, I don't understand why. That's all you work on in practice, bro.
It's
Exactly.
a difference
Like
when the lights are on.
you ain't running wind sprints with the rest of the team, bro. You're kicking. Like,
Right. And I don't expect it to be. I don't expect you to be 100%.
but
But
but the easy ones, make them. You gotta make them, bro. I don't care.
You
I
gotta
do
make the
not
easy
care.
ones.
and
You
you
Like
gotta
have,
make them.
and then you have, you know what I mean?
40
Like,
yards
okay,
and beyond, I can blind you. I can blind you 40
and
yards
then
and beyond.
right, but and then when you okay, I can understand
Yeah.
if you call, you don't do a kick for the game start, but you doing these point after kicks all game, getting your foot warm, and then game on the line, the Colts kicker go up there. Lamar Jackson sitting down there waiting for a second chance, itching for a second chance, and you blow it, bro. I have to look Lamar Jackson in the face, like, oh shoot.
Like, bro.
But how do they feel? But they need. I don't know. I need to sit down and just watch some kicker interviews when they blow the game, just to get an understanding of like how much toll does
Like
that take on you as
kickers
a
don't care,
person.
boy.
Documentary, the mentality of
Kickers
kicking of
don't
a
care,
kicker.
boy. Trust me. They sleep like babies, boy. They got some of the coldest mindset in the
Yeah, they can
world,
sleep
boy.
like
But
babies.
they
They could
have to,
be
right?
a
They
lot
have
of
to,
them be
right?
unemployed after them get
Because I mean, the defense working their butt off, the offense working their butt off. They finally get in position. They think they got the game. All right, we good. I mean, Wentz walk up that field like, yeah, all right, whew, good. And then you go there and you know what I mean? Like I don't understand. But you like they got to be the coolest niggas to even not let that phase them and come back the next game, and
You gotta have short term. They gotta
You
have
gotta have
short
short
term
memory.
memory.
Yeah,
you have
you
to,
gotta
bro.
have
Yeah,
short memory to do that.
that's part of sports.
Even like we was talking about with Mason Crosby. I mean, he missed 3, right? And he
Yeah.
had to come
Right.
back and kick that one to
And
win.
yeah.
So you gotta
Was
have
he?
short memory to pull it off.
Yeah. See the thing with Mason Crosby, he have tenure. Like he have, you could say, but this Mason Crosby, he has a resume. Like the Colts clicker, Rodrigo Blankenship, like you don't make no big kick. He was good in college.
You even supposed to be that effect.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know. Games like that I think, is hurt more than anything else. But I'd rather lose some anything than how much yards it was. I think it was no big time yards to the point where
like 30 something.
I don't know. But he missed a kick, and then Lamar Jackson came and was like, "All right, bro, thanks," and just take the game, steal the game.
I gotta stop.
And not even 12-1. So the last game, the Bills and the Chiefs.
Is it AFC Championship rematch?
I know one thing. I know he ain't everybody picked no Bills.
No, Science was scared to bet against Mahomes.
Yeah, talk come with a whole synopsis on why he gotta pick the Kansas City Chiefs and Mahomes is this, that, and next.
Let me go on my
and I've been telling you all that football is the ultimate team sport, and one man can't help you, can't save you.
Let me go on my synopsis right now. Right? After watching that game, I was shocked, first of all. I was very shocked. After watching that game,
I almost ain't watched it.
I feel as if Kansas City, I try to say this lightly. Kansas City and Patrick Mahomes, they are sort of peaked, right? I think teams have started to figure out their style of play. And you notice they don't even defend them the same no more. They put two safeties deep in the back. They don't run no blitzes.
Yeah.
Essentially, they stopping all the long game. They're killing that, right? So to beat them, the explosive offense, to beat the Chiefs to win, the explosive offense, teams decided to take that away. So you can't even really make the same plays that you was once making if you're Mahomes. So I think that style is sort of peaking, and if they don't adjust, they could be in some real problems. So it's hard to say. Mahomes is still playing. He's still playing good football, but it's just when teams have you figured out, it's really, really tough to continue the same thing you've been doing.
I could take this time and reiterate your point, but I choose to speak on how great the Bills are playing this season.
Yeah, let's not take the Bills credit.
They are.
I mean,
the Bills. They're playing very good.
I remember last year when I was looking for a secondary quarterback to draft. Not even draft. I think I picked him up in to draft. And they was like, okay, the top 4 quarterbacks could possibly be number 4. They was like Josh Allen. I was like, Josh Allen. And I read it, and they was like, he's always had the talent, but it never really came to fruition. So I said, let me take a chance on Josh Allen. And that dude won the fantasy league for me last year. And but my point is, just the scouting report on him last year was like, he had the talent, but he ain't that good. So I feel like this year, he coming to show people.
I have him in fantasy this year. I ammo them in fantasy this year.
I picked him in fantasy this year too, but I feel like he knew his scouting report last year. So he come in and he's like, all right, you know what? Let me show y'all niggas something. Because he ain't letting up, bro. Like, he just on the mission.
Like with the whole Josh Allen thing, I'm a person I can admit, like, when I was wrong, or like when I had where it was someone where I didn't have really much confidence in, and they ended up doing like Josh Allen is definitely one of them. Like, in one of my football groups, like, we had this conversation before the start of last season, and I was like, man, Josh Allen's overrated. Like, he has the arm strength, but he can't really, we can't find the touch on his toes. He has an accuracy issues, but he proved me wrong all last season. He proved me wrong again this season. I think, honestly, and this might be a super hard take. I don't know how hard of a take it might be, but the Bills look like the best team in the AFC. I think it's gonna be like
they ain't scorching on.
From an offensive standpoint,
best overall team. Yeah,
from an offensive standpoint, they could be as explosive as anyone. Defensive side of the ball, secondary is really good. Obviously, they have one of the best corners in Davis White. Linebackers, but I think it's important they drafted this guy named Gregory Rousseau. Like, he's looking like he could be the next elite pass rusher. And I think for your team to be an elite team, or your team to have an elite defense, you need an elite pass rusher. Because if you can't get pressure on the quarterback, ain't nothing happening for you. And I think that, like, the Bills, even when offenses go back on the offensive side, about Dawson Knox, the tight end. Like he is playing out of his mind right now. I think he has like 5 or 6 touchdowns in the last 4 games. It's like
5 in the
he
last
finally
4.
starting to put it together. So it's like
so much so that Stephon Diggs ain't really getting much.
Yeah,
much.
like, and I know a lot of people in fantasy crying about that. But he was someone I definitely was, from a fantasy standpoint, was wary of. From I saw them add Emmanuel Sanders this season, I was like, Stephon Diggs is good, but from a fantasy perspective, I could see his numbers regressing, and that's kind of what's happening. I think he's gonna get back up somewhere to the top towards the end of the season, but Josh Allen just spreading it around right now. So
he's doing a very good job for that.
But the thing with that too, right? With like what y'all say with how Josh Allen, with like how Graylin say he read, he was inconsistent, this and that. Like I say, football is the ultimate team sport. I always try to get this true because at the end of the day, Josh Allen became better when y'all gave him someone to throw to. Before Stephon Diggs come there, y'all could say, oh, he was in this, he was in that. But which receiver he had was creating separation. Which receiver he had was bona fide number 1. The second y'all put Stephon Diggs there who could take the top off of defense, smoke. Now y'all come this year and give him another a bona fide number 2. Like, I feel like, not to say that they're the reasons that Josh Allen is good and without them he would be trash. It's just that it goes hand in hand. Like, even like what Brady doing now. Brady is playing better now in his 40s than he been playing in his 20s. And it's because dog got better receivers, dog got better linemen. Back in the 20s, yeah, the Patriots, we was winning championships, but we was winning them basically off of defense, besides 07, which we lost, obviously. But it was Belichick's defense what really carried us along while Tom Brady was game managing. Then he get tired of that and he say, hey, let's start wilding. Dog wilding and still winning championships. So it's like,
but even like you mentioned 07, like you mentioned 07, when you look at the minute he get Randy Moss, like he break the touchdown record, is like once you get good quarterbacks help, it's like the production gonna go.
Same thing with Peyton Manning when he went to the Broncos that first year. When he started seeing all the talk, because he did not know good wide receiver since Harrison and Wayne and Reggie Wayne retired. So he said, wait, listen, y'all trying to kill me in the backyard. So dog going out to the Broncos and find Demaryius Thomas and
Emmanuel Sanders.
Emmanuel Sanders there. And Julius Thomas, who was their tight end. And boy, dog, he break the record too that year.
Yeah.
So it's like you say, when you get good quarterback, that's why I say sometimes these fellas don't get a fair shake. That's why I told you, it don't be just the quarterback, like I just get on Trevor Lawrence them. I ain't gonna lie, I still don't see it with him. But don't forget, he also don't have no receivers. I mean, he has okay receivers, but he ain't just like last year, you had Joe Burrow. His rookie season was okay until he got TJ. Now, this year, he get Jamar Chase. Jamar Chase wilding right over.
I want to touch on that. Like, we talking about the Vikings. Jamar Chase is, bro.
He getting crazy.
Yeah. Burrow look like him too, though. Burrow look like the one coming up too.
Yeah.
I was just giving some advice after the game, telling them, save your legs, don't you too talented for that. But
that's almost like the first year when Amari went to the Cowboys. Like Amari went to the Cowboys, and that offensive just exploded that year because they was like, we ain't had no number 1 since Dez, and since Dez left, so it's like, thank you for giving us a number 1. And then CD came along last year, so it's like, yeah, you need that QB wide receiver. I don't care how good a QB is. If Tyreek, we even watch Mahomes. Sometimes Mahomes is throw that ball 50 yards down the field, and even he is safe. But yeah, I know who out there.
Yeah,
so you need that receiver like Tyreek, who can run under the
yeah.
ball or who can fight for that ball. When you don't have that, now they doubling Tyreek, and you don't even have a Sammy Watkins to drop the ball off to, and Kelsey getting bump and run on every play. It's okay, when you take the receiver,
see that, like when you look at the Chiefs wide receiver, like their receiver corps, you have obviously Tyreek Hill is good, but Tyreek Hill is a speedster. He's in someone you consider like a possession receiver who you could send on a 10, 15-yard out route, and he's a security blanket. You get that he's a speedster. Someone you maybe throw a quick screen to over the top. Then obviously you have Kelsey use their safety blanket, but as far as the other receivers,
Hardman them ain't stepping up.
Who's that?
Yeah.
Hartman. But yeah.
You're only as good as your weapons, but and I think in sports in general, we like to romanticize people who do quote unquote more with less. But I mean,
Yeah,
the real challenge to me is if you could win with what you have, if you could win with when you have a good team, can you put that soup together and actually win? And that's what separates the good from the greats. Even um, if you look at even with Cleveland, right, what we see with Baker Mayfield, dude. I mean, we've been saying from 2 seasons ago that he got a bunch of weapons in Cleveland, and it hasn't really materialized, I guess, to the point
yeah,
where people think it should go.
yeah. Because
I mean,
it's like that's a weird dynamic too. Because like they went out and caught Odell, and it's like Odell hasn't produced at all. Like for
at all.
Cleveland, he's had one or two good games, but they've
Hey,
never
trust me, I have him
put
in
it together.
fantasy. He could waste your time. Dog is waste my time
So
every
deep.
year. I've been drafting Odell from he come to Cleveland. I've been drafting Odell, and every year, dog let me down. Every single year, without a shadow of doubt.
I'm mad days. I have him on them all time wide receiver memes though. When they say pick one,
I
you
mean,
know,
But
just
you don't.
because he have one of the all time greatest catch, so I guess he
Yeah.
still has his hype.
I
yeah.
mean, no, yeah, not his first. I think his first
His
3
first two
seasons
years
were
he was
good.
yeah
He was good, but after that he started getting hurt, and he ain't doing nothing in
yeah.
Cleveland. So now it's reached that point where it's more like hype than anything because the production ain't matching the hype.
Yeah,
You know, so it
I
remains
see he
to be
came
seen.
out this week and say he wants the ball more, and what he said, say he know he's a number one, and that's why he gets so much attention, and he knows that when he's on the field, it frees up other guys, and I was like, so, like. You don't hear DeAndre Hopkins saying, "Oh, well, I know I got the best hand,
I
so
was just
I'm
about to
just
say
on
that.
the field to take attention
But I
away."
was
So the
just about
other,
to say that.
no,
I don't
who's
have
a
wide
wide
receiver.
receiver one? You throw them.
But I don't have wide receiver one say stuff like that though. I mean,
Yeah,
I don't.
so
No,
Like
he
because
just trying to make up for
their
the fact that
production speaks for
he
itself.
lacks the
yeah,
Right.
production, so he's
he
trying
ain't
to
into that.
compensate
Trying
something.
to justify right.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
trying
I
to
don't never
justify why
like
he
because
put up
remember
his sorry points.
our conversation last week was Mike Williams and Keenan Allen. Who's the one? Like you say, Keenan Allen is far more skilled than is clearly number one, but Mike Williams has got all the targets in the end zone. You know, like
yeah.
Keenan Allen justify his lack of production or the fact that Mike Williams producing more than him. You know, that's not something you say. Same with Julio when Ridley was getting all the ball. I don't know. That's just to me. I wouldn't say
Now people
classless.
don't even know if Ridley's still in the league.
You
It's
don't have to
just
justify it because people know who you are, and
right.
then your name speaks for itself and the number speaks for itself. But with Odell, like we're saying, it's gotten to the point with Odell where it's like it's way more hype than actual production,
So
and
you have to find something to
you have to
support that.
find some way to gas it up and to try to make his playing fair. Now to be fair, it ain't all on him. Like I say, you watch the Browns play, Baker misses him a lot. Baker hasn't actually exactly been the most accurate quarterback, especially when you talk about third down conversions and all that. He really been uh, horrible in that sense. But you still got to take some accountability. This would be his second stop where I guess it would end sour for Odell. So it'd be interesting to see how that plays out. That's a very interesting dynamic on that team.
And his first stop, the blame was nowhere on him. The blame was all on Eli. It was never. I never heard no storyline saying Odell is only hype. Odell is this. So he came on. He came from New York as a in a high place. So for him to go to the Browns, it's like I don't even think they could still put. I think they could put the blame on Baker, just as how they put it on Eli. I think the last person they could blame is Odell.
I think they could trade Odell, honestly. But
I wouldn't be surprised to see him go soon.
yeah, they'll trade Odell before they trade Baker. But well, we'll see how it go. Do you have any more games?
No,
Uh,
that was the last one.
Obviously, I won this week by a
Yeah,
mile.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
Um,
you take the win this
yeah,
week.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, I think that's like the second or third weekend. But
You win the first week and you win this week.
well, that sounds like two to me. But yeah, we need like a what you call it? Need a switch over music. I don't know. We got to get our producer together. We need a music that transitions us
We
from
need that.
NFL to
My boy
NBA.
with Kevin Thomas is playing the intro. We need to run that one.
You lose fans, bro.
Everybody's playing, they're doing that stuff. What they're doing.
So all right. So NBA storylines, given the NBA storylines don't ever, the NBA don't ever die. The NBA don't never rest.
Yeah,
It's like a soap opera with, you know, what the NBA is remind me of flipping Law and Order. How much seasons Law and Order have? Like every time you look,
40.
they just got a season after season after season. That's the NBA, bro. Anytime you talk about off season, they talking about trades, they talking about Kyrie, they talking about Ben Simmons. They talk about Ben Simmons the entire off season, bro. Every
Yeah.
time I look, I got a notification about Ben Simmons on my
Okay.
phone.
Just for
From
dog to come out to Philly.
like from Philly losing the playoffs, and Doc say, I don't know if we could win with him. Straight up until now, every day I got a notification about Ben Simmons. But the NBA really don't rest,
But I saw a report where it said Philly, Doc Rivers and Ben Simmons had a heated discussion when he came back, and I was like, "Who is Doc Rivers? Like, why he feel? I mean, I ain't giving Ben Simmons justification because he can't like some sort of way too by pulling all this. But who's Ben? Who's Doc Rivers though? Like, you done killed more careers than almost anybody in the league, and you're telling fellas, but they gotta play for you. I wouldn't want to play for Doc Rivers neither. I don't want you march down and waste Chris Paul prime, waste Blake Griffin prime, waste DeAndre Jordan, whatever you call that. I would say a prime if he had a prime. You don't have your son on the team when he was clearly not even supposed to be on the team. Uh, you make bad trades. You let go certain players that you shouldn't have. You drafted poorly. Like my thing is like, who is this guy?
I I'd be surprised. I'd be very surprised if Ben even plays a game for Dog Rivers. I'd be
I
very
wouldn't.
surprised.
I wouldn't.
Um,
but
I mean,
they
I know
said
he showed up in Philly, but I mean, I always thought the road for him to go was to just show up, fake an injury, and just don't play. I thought that was always the road that he probably was going to go, and I wouldn't be surprised if he just says, you know what, I'm just going to pretend like I'm not even supposed to be there. I do feel that a trade probably is going to happen soon. Um, now that the dust is cleared a little bit, I do feel as if they're going to find a way to get him out there for a better offer. I don't think they'll win it still, like we talked about last week, but I do think they'll just be able to get something better back for him.
but I don't even know what they could even at this point. At this point, the trade has to happen, right? Like, even if Ben tries to come back and play, it's going to be bad. The report already went out about him not liking the play with Embiid. I don't know if it's true or not. And he can always just deny everything. But I think it's just a sour taste in his teammates' mouth. I don't think the chemistry could be what it needs
But
to be for them to
trade
even
where
be a
though? Like
playoff team.
team's good. Like team out there begging for no point guard. Like where's Ben Simmons gonna go? That's the thing. His
Um,
best bet was the Lakers, but that was before we get Westbrook. Now we get another point guard who can't shoot, so we don't need him.
yeah. I think we get more on that later, but I think
Sacramento, I think so. Once
yeah,
don't
I
Indiana
heard
was just a
Indiana's
thought.
name come up. I heard Minnesota's name come up. I even heard Denver. I think eventually, and all it depends is if a team gets off to a slow start in the season, you
Denver,
might see a team say,
crazy.
I don't understand that.
"You are Denver." I heard Denver as
I
a
would
name.
never trade him
I
with
don't know.
Denver.
But and if they talking about Jamal Murray, they crazy.
Yeah,
They
No,
because
just
you got
I
an
can't
MVP
trade.
there on a playoff team
I
in the
mean, I trade
West.
Michael Porter Jr. for him.
Negative.
I
well,
trade Michael.
To do
I trade
what?
Michael Porter Jr. for him.
And what he can come in Denver to do? Hog up
But
on the ball
I
and,
think
and, and
the
not
fit
shoot?
the fit in Denver is a little redundant because you already have Jokic, who runs all
who's
off.
the
Exactly. So
playmaker, right?
Yeah, so I would I still think the best spot for him is probably Minnesota. Um, and with Anthony Edwards and Carl Anthony Towns, I think that's probably the best spot because Carl
just
Anthony
make
Towns
a all
his game
soft
is good.
team.
Carl Anthony Towns his game is good. Carl Anthony Towns is content shooting 8, 9, 10 3 pointers a game, so he ain't really feel no type of way about posting up. He could gladly space out to a 3 point line for Ben Simmons. Um,
I think Philly would win that trade.
What if they get D'Lo?
I mean, obviously,
If they
we
get
saying
D'Lo.
that Philly can't win, but if a guy ain't playing, almost anybody you trade for him is gonna win.
I already that high on D'Lo, but I mean, it's they could do a lot worse. You know what I mean? They could do a lot worse. But yeah, I mean, I don't see him playing, and I think that's the biggest thing. Like, I just don't see how he comes back. And Embiid has said a lot of stuff in
Yeah.
the media. Embiid has basically trashed this dude
It,
in the media.
that
I don't,
And
chemistry.
I ain't blame him.
I don't see how he comes back. I don't really blame both sides, honestly. I think both sides have their reasons for why they do it, but it just gotta be resolved because this could get worse. It could get worse. What y'all think about Kyrie? So Kyrie has basically pretty much said that he ain't coming back soon. Um,
I mean,
so
I happened to be on Instagram last night when he went live, and I was like, okay, let me just click into this. And dog was saying some legit stuff, and like he says, like he looks from his aspect, Kyrie is like, listen, I'm a human being first, and then I'm a baller. Us in the sports world or in the fan world or whatever we call this, we always look at these guys as sports figures first, and
Mm-hmm.
entertainers first, or ballers first. And all dog saying is, hey, if I have my choice, if you're all telling me, hey, your medicine will keep you all alive longer, and me being natural won't, he say, well, why can't I play and let the chips fall where they may? If I don't make it, I don't make it, but I don't make it on my run, like on my
Yeah.
terms. So I mean, in a way, I agree but don't agree because in a way, also you're hurting your team. I saw a pod where they say they pulling the extension away from him,
Mm-hmm.
which they was gonna offer him for 4 years. I think at like 180 million.
180. Yeah.
And
yeah,
you think, and I can take a free shot? I mean, anyway, everything cool. That's just me. But he did say, hey, it's not always about the money. We have always known Kyrie to be this um, in a different realm type player. Like he isn't the guy who's moved or motivated by money or
Material things.
all type
yeah,
of weird stuff. Like he is the guy who always did the social aspect, which they don't highlight enough. You do have guys in the league who actually give back to their community, who gives back to families in need, who sends money out to organizations, who actually does things except does things more than just party their money away and buy a bunch of tennis like PJ Tucker and just want to have all the tennis in the league. Like dog actually goes up there and not saying PJ Tucker don't do it, but
Yeah,
I'm just
yeah, we
saying,
get your point. You don't have any of those
yeah, his agenda is more
material
to help
assets.
people than to help himself.
PJ
Yeah,
Tucker ain't
yeah.
let it get
So
frustrated just now. Uh, what y'all think about the? I mean, I caught some of the live. I caught some of it. My thing with Kyrie is again. I mean, he have his reasons, and I think his reasons is his reasons, right? And I think he mentioned last night even too about how he doesn't like how everybody losing their job due to these mandates and whatever. That's a fair point. You know what I mean? But and we talked about this already. My thing with Kyrie is basically, uh, you have these reasons, you have these convictions, and but it's just a matter of living with whatever decision you make at the end of the day. Now, if he content to live with it, then that's cool. At the end of the day, the Nets just told him he could he could stay home. He don't have to come to no practices and no games at all. He's still getting paid for the home games, as far as I mean the away games, as far as I know. But they told him they just rather him stay away from the
but
team
my thing
altogether.
is, like I say, I ain't trying to one side this right, but 180 million more. Like over my lifetime, that's straight. But just in 4 years now. Like you know this, you make it
Listen,
100 million,
that's like
180 in 4 years of your life,
I
bro.
I think given what
Boy.
he has to lose, and I'm just even talking money, but given what Kyrie is has to lose, and he's still making this decision, I, maybe that shows how important that is to him. Because
I
to me,
agree.
the
I agree.
180 the 180 is nice, right? I'm a guy that really
Nice.
Nice,
like material
nice.
things, so I don't really care too much about that island, right? But this
Boy.
is what I care about more than the 180. To be as skilled as Kyrie is, you had to have been. working on that skill from 3, 4,
Yeah,
5 year
he's still
old
more than 4 years
latest.
old, as he
He
said.
said grade 4.
Yeah.
That's what Carrie said. Grade 4.
Yeah, he said that last
In
night.
grade 4, you were 8.
Yeah, about 8 or 9, depending.
Right, I don't know how they're thinking about, but like, and you've been doing that. But Kyrie is the most skilled in the league. That
Let's say
ain't
20 years, because I think he about 28,
Most still
29.
got. Most still got. Yeah.
that's hours, bro. That's
Yeah.
bro. That's time you put in. That's your whole life, bro. Most of them NBA players sacrifice a lot, because they in the gym, they ain't out doing what us regular people used to do. You got to sacrifice all of that you've ever worked for. You finally where you want to be, and you sacrificing all that to say, okay, yeah, if you take basketball away from me, then that's what you have to take from me. That's extreme, bro.
Yeah.
And we may downplay it because we don't see the fight as that big. Like Love just said, just to take a free shot. Like to him, it's a free shot. Just as how people downplayed Kaepernick's position because it wasn't that big to them. What you talking about, bro? What you kneeling for? Like, so because we don't see it as that big, we looking at the money. But I mean, I don't know who does see it that big, but to him, it's really that big, bro. For him to give up 180, for him to give up everything he's ever, literally everything he's ever worked for in his life, to give up all of that, to give up means to supporting and providing for his family, all of this he's sacrificing, and all we looking at is, bro, it's just a shot. I think
I,
that's being insensitive.
I
I think
think with Kyrie
What's
goes right.
set up? Say what?
for us to just consider it as a shot, when to him it's clearly not just a shot.
No, but I
You
think
think
with
that's
Kyrie is this.
insensitive?
Yeah,
With, I don't think
give
it's
it
a second. I tell you
because
why.
if you but that would be the same as what people were saying about Kaepernick, bro.
No,
So
Excuse me,
my
bro. You
thing
guys
is, I
kneeling.
mean, I
it
don't
ain't the
want to
same.
get into all this drama and political, right? But don't you think it's insensitive that you tell me I have to take the shot, and if I want to live in your society and I want
I
to go
do.
in your restaurant, you don't think that's
Yes,
insensitive and taking away my free will? But
I do.
anyway, I ain't getting into that
Wait, but
because
you
of
you sound like you
political
on Kyrie's
reasons.
side.
But no, I
Yeah, he's
ain't
not
saying
that
on no
side.
one side.
No, I
All
mean
I'm saying
that
is,
I
you
mean
can say it's
that statement you
insensitive
just said.
for one end. Let's look at it on the other end. Everybody likes to play this new age thing, like how you said earlier with, oh, why they bringing up stuff now about Gruden and I
Hmm.
guess let's look at Cosby and R. Kelly and all these other stuff. Even though we get into a lot of topic, we can run through this quick. My thing is, everybody says it's unsensitive on one end, but isn't it unsensitive on the other end when you say it has to be a certain way?
But you on the same page as me. That's what I'm saying.
No.
I'm on Kyrie's side saying that it's insensitive for the media
Okay.
and everyone's just looking at it as just a shot. When
Let
to
me show you
him,
why it ain't
it's much
insensitive.
bigger than that.
To, Let me show you why it ain't insensitive to me. Uh, I respect Kyrie's freedom of choice, right? Everybody have freedom of choice regardless of whether we like it or not. Because if Kyrie didn't have freedom of choice, we wouldn't even be having this discussion, right?
Exactly.
He would simply be forced to take it. So I respect Kyrie's freedom of choice. Should people criticize him? I think people are allowed to criticize you for whatever you do, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. I
That's what
mean,
I'm saying.
yeah, let's just keep it a buck, right?
You have to be able to take that criticism too, because at the end of the day,
Hmm.
like, you make your choice to do something.
Yeah.
You
Right.
can't, like, I saw something today. You see the guy on Wolf of Wall Street, the big guy, who was his partner. I think
Yeah.
I saw this on CNN or someplace where they say,
Players.
oh, he doesn't want people to talk about his weight anymore. Like,
Jonah Hill.
what? Like, you trying to say I can't, if you're fat, I can't call you fat? Is it insensitive to speak the truth now,
No, but he's
even if it
not.
hurts your feeling?
He's
If
not. He's not fat anymore.
oh,
He ain't
So I
as
think.
fat.
So I
he ain't
think
as
that's.
fat, yeah, let's get it.
I think that's. I think his point was I lost the weight. Let's stop talking about my fatness. I think. I mean, but
So
regardless, that's the realm that you entered in. You went into show business knowing that
yeah,
that's what people do.
that's like
No,
how like that's like Kevin Durant saying he don't want to say talk about his peasy head. Like, come on, bro. Like, you
brush
on
your hair.
TV, like, yes, like, really, you don't see brush and wave caps around. Like, if you come out on national TV with that on, you don't think we should be able to say, hey, man, come on, dog. Like, is it wrong that we commentate or that we say, hey, your hair peasy, if it actually is peasy or
Yeah.
unkept?
And it's and listen, to me, it's always two sides of the coin, right? So for Kyrie, right, I understand. I think everybody in here could acknowledge that the vaccines, um, the vaccine mandate, it is sort of implicitly forcing you to take it, right? In a lot of cases, in a lot of states, they are sort of implicitly forcing you to take it and all that. So I understand where he's coming from with that. I understand the resistance to probably being forced to do something. That's cool. But look on the other side, and on the other side, you'll see the millions of people have died from COVID. On the other side, you'll see the millions of lives the vaccine has saved. And on the other side, you have to acknowledge the reality. In my estimation, like the people like Kari, and I'm trying to generalize, but they're the same people that didn't even want to wear a mask to start this pandemic. So it's like when you can acknowledge reality that we in a pandemic, bro. We in a pandemic. So
I think if and I could be wrong, but I think if you went to Kari and you said, "Hey, listen, Kari, you should take this vaccine, bro. This could save your life," he'd be more inclined to take it versus going to him and saying, "You can't play basketball unless you take this vaccine." And I think, like Slimmy
I
is
don't think
saying,
so.
Kari said that he is not anti-vaccine, rather
Yeah,
he is
he said that last
anti-mandate.
night on the thing.
He's not against the vaccine. He's
Yeah, he's
against
not
the fact
against it.
that
He
he's against
is
the fact
against
that
the
you're
free
forcing
will.
us to take it. Right.
He against free will, and everything
Because
has to do with
like
control for him.
like he said, he's standing with people losing their jobs.
Yeah,
But
like that was
like
his.
He
other
don't care
people
about
are
That
it.
was his
saying,
main. That was
you're
his
not.
He
main
don't care about
statement.
it. Don't trust me. He ain't care about it. But
I mean, I understand where he comes from, but he's saying
I
like you, and I think Slimmy said it best. Like you standing against people losing their jobs, but you're not standing against people losing their lives. But then you say it's not about the money. You say you're not about the material. Like which one is more important to all of
Like,
us
like with this whole
at this point in time?
the whole like this is a very polarizing situation with this whole Kyrie dilemma because I definitely understand both sides of the spectrum. I'm definitely pro-vaccine, so most anti-vax stances I really don't get. Like I get some, but most I don't get because a lot of people anti-vax stance really stems from misinformation and other
Yeah,
stuff.
that's all that is.
That's a story for a different day. But I'm all like from even from the drama they had last year with the players union speaking out against certain things and people having issues with Kyrie. Like my main thing with Kyrie and his activism and the social justice, but he's been putting his money where his mouth is. So I can't necessarily
you gotta give him credit for that.
doubt that his actions are sincere because I do think that the
Yeah,
stances that he
it is
takes come
sincere.
from a good place. Even though I don't necessarily agree with this particular stance that he is taking, but even though I understand he's saying he's doing it because of people losing jobs and stuff like that, I get it. But at the end of the day, like basketball is a team sport, right? Like I think from you agree to play basketball at professional level, you kind of what I want to say, you kind of already give into certain things for certain things. You give up the I for the we. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like you kind of
you
have to
play a
put
team
certain
sport.
personal things aside for the benefit of the team. Because now, like obviously, you trying to say like you trying to petition for a greater cause, but you still have an obligation to the other 14 players on your roster on the roster because they don't outside of the stuff that's dealing like what's happening with you. You don't. They have to deal with having to answer questions about you every day or the organization has to find another player to fill your role or put in your position and to have this hanging over the season for a prolonged period of time, it's gonna affect the psyche of the players on that team. So it's like while I do understand where Kyrie is coming from, I do think in this particular case, like he has to he has to give. He also has to make a hard line stand. It's either you're not playing this season or you're playing. So the Brooklyn Nets organization, they
Could
know
move
what to
on with
do.
the season and move on with the
You
season.
cannot have the team in limbo
Yeah.
saying, okay, you may be able to play certain games, you may be able to play
Yeah,
games at home.
and
Maybe
he said
you
he won't
can't have the team
retire.
in limbo. Like
But I did hear a piece of that live, and he said something like, people don't even understand the assurances I got saying that I won't have to take the vaccine. So that
Yeah.
sounds to me like
He was expecting
right.
exemptions.
The organization told him, "Well, yeah, listen, we ain't got force
Well,
you to
don't
take it."
forget now,
And
all
then
us
the
got the
state,
same insurances because at the end of the day, from day one, the whole thing was, oh, this is not going to be mandatory. Then you can come out and say, oh, well, it ain't mandatory. You just can't come indoors nowhere. So you just got to
no,
live outside for the rest of
but
your life.
right, but I feel like the organization was working with him though, and
But
Yeah,
then
at the
see,
beginning.
the thing is,
the state came, and the
that's
state was
I'm
like,
definitely gonna
Yeah,
say
Exactly.
it ain't have
"Bro,
nothing to do with
totally
the
different
That's why
ballgame.
he
organization.
said it has nothing to do with the Nets. He clarified that last night. All through his speech last night, he was saying, this is not about the Nets. This is not about the NBA. This is a bigger thing. This is about the state mandate and the actual whole pandemic thing. Like it has nothing to do with the Nets or the NBA as an organization or as a league. This is something bigger. So, like I said earlier, we might be looking at it from the sports aspect and only think of him as a player on a team in the NBA, but we're not looking at it as him being a man, human being in the United States in this world.
yeah."
So
I
I
mean,
guess it
Uh,
is
but
I'm, I'm,
whatever.
what y'all
I'm,
think in general about the Nets' decision to tell him essentially stay away?
I think it makes sense. I don't think you could have a player just coming there, showing his face every now and again.
I mean, he can legally, he can
No, he can. They said that he
He can
can.
practice. He can
Yeah, they
practice.
said he could practice.
practice.
He can practice and he can
They
play
said he
away
could
games.
practice at
We
home,
talk about practice.
but they said he could
No,
practice at home,
he can practice
No,
at
he
home
can't
and
play
he
at
can
home.
play away games.
and he can't play at home. He could practice at home.
Away games. He can play
So that
away
means
games.
And
he
he
would.
can't play at all away games. He
He
only can
can't
play
even play
at
at all
away
away
games
games.
Oh, he can't play at all.
where the states
Right.
don't have that same mandate.
Yeah,
So that means they would see him in practice every home practice and every
yeah.
away practice where it's not San Francisco or any other of those states that um
It said
that don't
he
have the
is
mandate.
welcome at practice, but he still can't come into the indoor facility. So
But I
they
mean,
say, and
not.
he could be welcome at practice, but he still couldn't even come to practice if they play practicing indoors. You didn't read the New York mandate. You indoor facility, you can't go
Yeah,
inside.
but the state, I think, recognized this practice facility as a personal something about that.
Yeah, I
That said
forgot
that
that.
he could now practice with the team at home.
I
Well,
mean, it's irrelevant because
this
they
is
already
why
tell
he
him.
said he had certain assurances, and obviously they changed
Yeah,
that. So dog say, man, listen, I can't do nothing now.
it's irrelevant because they already tell him stay away. But I mean, for me personally, like Renee say, from a sports standpoint, it makes plenty sense. I mean, you sort of have to prepare to win the championship without him. If Dooney could be there, like if he could be there sometime, he could be there, whatever. You have to sort of prepare to like,
Yeah.
okay, let's see if we could
Like
try to
you
win
kind of
without.
have to look at his presence as a plus at this point. Like
Yeah,
if it happens, it happens. If not, then you knew what you were preparing for. So it's too much. It's too much invested, and especially with this Brooklyn Nets team, because they had to put a lot of pieces together to get this team
And send a
the
lot of
way it
pieces
is.
out.
Right.
So
But
for it to blow up over one player as good as Kyrie is, I don't see them letting that happen.
but Slimmy, to answer to respond to Slimmy saying that he should just take the vaccine and then play and let his voice be heard. And I think that that's counterproductive because if he takes the vaccine, anything else he says,
Yeah,
it's
what
not
voice
going
you
to
gonna
be
have?
heard.
How you go speak to the unvaccinated or speak to your
And
platform
say, listen,
if you
I
just
I mean, I think everybody would understand why he take it. He got a
But
180-minute
so
read.
it's a
no
scene.
no
So
yeah,
okay, so
no no no
he took it for
understand.
his job, and but he telling me don't take it for my job.
Yeah, you can tell
yeah.
me don't take it,
But what's
and
crazy?
don't let them do it to me, and then
What's
you can go
crazy?
let them do it
What's
to you.
crazy is with his live last night. It was dudes like Stephon Marbury in his comments saying, "Yeah, kind of supporting us." Like, but you're all vaccinated though, so it's like I don't, you know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like, is it
Bob very say,
Uchiwali or is it Bud
Ali,
Mike? Like,
Bob very say, Ali would be proud of you. That time, Bob and Ali got an old commercial for vaccine.
yeah, like,
Yeah,
No, see, but that's the thing. I mean, so taking it,
He's
I don't
anti-control, Slimmy. That's what he is. He's
right.
yeah,
anti-control.
he have a
So he
Kyrie
person.
doesn't
does
like
not want to be controlled.
the fact
That's
that
the biggest thing.
you forcing them. And send me, you, me and you too was like, but why are they forcing us? But then when you like you say, like I think it was Sancho say, when you look at the people dying, it's like, okay, yeah, you know what, let me be safe. But nobody, I don't think nobody sat down and was like, yeah, you know what, they should force us to what? There are people who don't want to take it, don't take it, and whatever happened to them, happened to them. And I think that's what Kyrie's saying. So if he takes it,
it
then
should
that
be a
means
free
he's
choice.
following the mandate that he is against. So I mean, I understand his point, and I feel for him. And I don't know, in another world, I would be him, but I just don't see where you go from here.
Listen, like I say, he's I don't know where he goes. I guess he's probably waiting to see if the mandates maybe ease up.
It's not gonna ease up.
And it's not gonna ease up. It's
only getting worse.
That's what it is.
Like Love say last week, it's only getting worse because more states are gonna adopt the same one, and he got that state to be able to play in.
But like I say, for me, I look at Kyrie and I think Kyrie is anti-control.
I mean, don't forget they already have the travel mandate. He can't even go to Toronto and play a Raptors game and then come back into the United States. So he better stay where he is because the day he leave the US, he can't get back in.
He can't go to Toronto.
Exactly.
As a foreigner, you have as a foreigner, you have to be vaccinated to go to Canada. I don't know.
15, but they going up it. What 15? But that was 15. Nobody was 15 back then, you know. But they ain't 15 no more. But they $9.99. But I seriously, I saw them. But I saw them in Burlington.
Stuff though.
Hey, but they was supposed to be
$9.99.
He made them too cheap though. Like he made them to be cheap for people who can't afford to. So I mean,
technically he did.
Loaf, you got to pay them.
Me?
Yeah.
Well, I'll start with the shoe game, boy, because anyway,
you got to pay them, right? Or
y'all couldn't even match my shoe game.
You got to
I used to get tennis from y'all favorite player who y'all couldn't even get. I had the mellows when y'all couldn't get the mellows. Y'all better stop. Don't try me.
No, dog, no mellow. Only because Ronald beef my mellows again.
Yeah, well, so you hear that? I didn't probably get them on right now watching the game.
I so my heart.
I got to school and them Starberry. They didn't come back to PE class.
They just open up your bag and see the Starberry. They leave it up there.
Yeah, between them and them shocks. You got on shocks? You couldn't say nothing.
But I know who had shocks now. I had T-Max though. T-Max was nice.
Wait, T-Max is different because that was Adidas.
Yeah, they had flow shine.
What? Road shoe for this.
Right, but you could buy me church shoes. You could buy me.
Speaking of signature tennis, what do y'all feel about LaMelo for his signature tennis from Puma?
They look good. But...
Yeah, I think they cool. I think Puma's doing some good stuff on the sneaker side. Like
Puma got some
I think Puma is in search for its flagship player.
Yeah,
like Adamovich staff, and I think they can find it, bro. They
yeah, of course.
They under the radar, and who else with Puma? DeAndre Ayton with Puma too, right?
Yeah, Ayton with Puma.
He don't have a signature shoe. I mean, I saw him in the black Puma, but I don't see him up like the Ayton's Puma.
Yeah, the PEs.
Yeah, but he in some. I saw him in some other thing. I actually have them tennis, but
no, but the metal tennis look good.
Yeah, the metal Puma solid.
I didn't see the color. I didn't see the color of his from. He can't be wearing no orange. I mean, I guess he could on a home jersey.
Like Slimmy bring up a very important point.
There's only one good mellow in the league now.
That's right.
But and I hate that they legit call this boy mellow.
That's my cue to live.
they legit calling him mellow. Like they ain't even trying to like.
Right, they so
adjust it or you know what I mean, like give it a little mellow squared or.
His game don't mimic Carmelo game. Like Dog is a totally different player. Offensively, he's not as aggressive, but he's also a playmaker and a passer. We know one thing Melo ain't doing, and that's that ball slip over the arm.
Hey, but
passing.
LaMelo have a long way to catch up to Melo's career now. So far, it looked like he could fill the shoes, but we don't know.
He's early. He got a lot of potential.
I think it's disrespectful for us.
He can do it, just not in Charlotte.
I think at the end of the day, it's disrespectful for us to have to say, "But you watch that game, but Melo crazy." But which Melo are you talking about? I think it's disrespectful.
Everyone knows which Melo you're talking about in 2021.
Stop it.
No, we don't.
If someone come on tonight and say, "But Melo had a triple double last night," but Dog going off. You really think you can take a Carmelo voice?
No, but if someone say, "But Melo
hit,"
but nah, if someone say, "But Melo hit that game winner last night," what do you think? That could be any Melo.
Yeah,
and that's most likely the other Melo, the real Melo.
Yeah, maybe. Because knowing that guy, he was supposed to take the last shots, he probably would throw that Melo hand and run to the corner.
There we
speaking
go.
of them boys look really stink. I know it's preseason. They look really bad.
But
I don't know why you do this to yourself.
I remind y'all.
Like Dolphin fans, man. Like
I remind y'all, right? I remind y'all. The last time
the Knicks is the Dolphin of the NBA.
The last time the Lakers win this in preseason was when they had Steve Nash, Kobe Bryant, Darrell, and Paul Gasol. We all know how that season ended up.
So what you trying to say?
It's looking really, really similar to that. I'm just saying. What y'all think about the fit in LA? Now, I always been questioning the fit since Westbrook went there. This preseason, can't really play much minutes together, so I can't really make a definitive judgment. But I just don't see how Russell Westbrook helps the Lakers.
It stinks.
Yeah,
it ain't stinks. Like Westbrook. Like it. I think by midseason, it's gonna have to be another roster adjustment, or Westbrook's gonna have to come to the bench. Him and LeBron cannot play together. Like
I said that.
Like all of us have been watching basketball for at least 10, 15 years. We've watched LeBron dance for 10, 15 years. We know the best setup for LeBron is surround him with shooters, put the ball in LeBron's hands, a pick and roll big, and surround him with shooters. You can't do the Russell Westbrook on the court because he's a below average 3-point shooter as far as NBA standards are concerned. Like I think he's a good player. I think he gets a lot of flack. Sometimes
the worst 3-point shooter in NBA history. If you want to be real,
the worst what?
He's the worst 3-point shooter in NBA history. For the amount of 3-point shots he takes, he's the worst. You can look at the numbers.
That might be right, but
yeah,
I feel like every year these guys, there's someone in the league that tries to change what we know as standard.
Easy yourself, Swiggy.
What we know as standard and try to say no, this could work, and everyone is be like, bro, that can't work. But like Westbrook and Harden getting together, come on, we know that wasn't gonna work. We saying it can't work. They saying, yeah, watch this. Halfway through the season, I want to trade. Like I think every year there's a team that tries to like disprove the status quo, and every year it goes bad. And I'm hoping this year it's not the Lakers because I really pulling for Melo, the real Melo, to get a ring to make it far.
I just let you all know now. I want to record this now so we get up this in the archives. Lakers win championship. Melo get that first ring. I could be on IG Live, bareback, wilding. So I let you all know now. Melo get that first ring.
One thing with y'all wagon is y'all just go harder for our team than us. I've been Lakers fans all my life, and I never see fellas celebrate more than when LeBron win that champion. I was like,
wait, what?
I just celebrating more than when he win in Cleveland.
I talk to Bob the Lakers with the past 5-10 years. I have to swallow my pride when I see Melo sign that going drop.
But the only people who don't do that is Lakers fans, bro. LeBron fans saw their pride, Melo fans saw their pride, but Lakers fans.
Let me you wild, you know how long. But I see Melo win nothing since Syracuse.
Yeah.
Laker fans be like, bro, we ain't even want him on our team.
Laker
fans be sharing and hating at the same time. Every game they win,
the most loyal fans I know, boy.
Every game they
down
win
in the gutter, fellas don't leave, boy.
Every game Lakers win, they posting, oh, Lakers win. Every game they lose,
don't see nothing.
LeBron is garbage.
Like you notice, be funny though. The Lakers fans who used to hate LeBron for the last 3 years
had to swallow all LeBron.
Them try to rationalize like how they feel after a win or loss. Like after they win, they be like, yeah, but you win or whatever.
I actually feel pretty good. It is pretty easy. I feel like this is the easiest time to be a Laker fan because at the end of the day, like you say, when we win, you winning for my organization, bro. I keep telling people you could pull for man, you know. The reason why I don't pull for man, I pull for organization is because the legacy stays here. if LeBron leave tomorrow and go start another team in Orlando, Miami, Chicago, wherever he goes, you still leaving that 17th banner in the Laker arena.
See, and that's real loyalty though. Going wherever he go, not just for the organization. Yeah, going wherever he go was loyalty, bro.
I know, man.
How you can sit there and tell me? How you can sit there and tell me I ain't loyal and I follow Chris Paul or OKC?
To the world, basically, to the world.
How you can sit there and tell me and Amo they ain't loyal and they follow Melo to OKC and Houston?
But I fly,
lovers of men. Anytime you see men do that, they are anti-woman.
That's loyalty, bro.
Anytime you see men do that, they are anti-woman.
No, that's
men lovers.
That's real loyalty, bro. People who put in for the Lakers, the only loyal franchise. Okay, besides people that come from the state where the team from or the city where the team from, the only real loyal fans is Lakers. And why you putting for Lakers? Because they got 17 championships.
But watch this.
You put up an organization you know go always win.
You could be a fan of the dude, you know. But when he switched team, boy, you ain't gotta get a Heat jersey, though. You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
you ain't gotta get a Lakers jersey, bro.
That's real loyalty, bro. I don't get any more loyal than that.
I don't mind the jersey, you know. It's just how fellas is talk, boy. Like you would be a LeBron fan, and you will be talking all this history of Cleveland. Oh, we ain't winning 54 years, and LeBron is this, LeBron is that. Then when Dog hop on the plane and head to LA, you come pulling up all this. Oh, Magic Johnson and the Lakers this and LeBron. I just be like, wait, hold on now. No, it's okay if you want to get the LeBron jersey, but
can't be that loyal. Bro. No, you can't be that loyal.
You can't be coming here and wait, hold on, wait. What this play now?
Wait, honestly, but like we say,
first of all,
like we say, but Omar, but your man's gotta have a code. Like when Chris Paul was almost traded to the Lakers, I was looking for a new team.
But listen,
I ain't even gonna lie, I couldn't.
Listen, that night I was all over. But lucky social media wasn't live that night. But that day, I can remember that clearly. This was like 4 p.m. News break. We give away Chris Paul and the Odom. Gone. Not Chris Paul. We give away Pau Gasol. Pau Gasol went to Houston. Lamar Odom went to New Orleans and a couple other trash pieces. And we get Chris Paul. I was like, well, Rasta God. Kobe can pass Jordan in this ring conversation. And boy, we can have
I think I still have that picture of Chris Paul in the Lakers jersey on my Facebook and my Facebook thing up.
Wait, I see. Like a king that night, boy.
I was the complete.
When I wake up the next morning, I couldn't believe. I was like, boy, is this real? Because I never heard in my whole entire life.
I think we haven't heard nothing of that. We haven't heard like a trade vetoed by the commissioner since, right?
Exactly. No, I never heard none before that. Like, how does the commissioner come and just veto a
but you
trade the team and everybody accepted?
I think
their justification was the fact that the league was in charge of the Hornets because something happened. I forget what happened to the Hornets.
That's when New Orleans had Hurricane Katrina and they moved to Oklahoma City, so they had a
so they know that they just trying to pull a fast one of them.
So the commissioner was essentially in charge.
Yeah,
that's still a bunch of bull, though.
I still don't get why the trade didn't go through. Like, why you vetoing that?
Because what did they get? What did they get with the Clippers? Eric Gordon. What did they get?
They got Eric Gordon.
Lamar Odom was a reigning. Well, he wasn't that year, but Lamar Odom was a 6 month. And we gave a Pau Gasol, who was Kobe number 2 guy.
Eric Gordon is a Bayman legend. At that time, Eric Gordon was a rising young star in the league. I might add. Injuries decimated Eric Gordon's career.
Eric Gordon was a bucket, though.
He was a bucket.
He wasn't the
second year.
Eric Gordon is still a bucket.
No, but he was a rising young star. He was a centerpiece of a good career. So at the time, I think that was actually a good return he was getting. But, it wasn't. I mean,
and then on top of that, we still had the pieces. We didn't even trade enough because we still had Bynum, where we still had the pieces to trade for Dwight Howard. So instead of us getting wash-up Nash, we was going to get Dwight Howard, who was just catch alley-oops and block and dunk. Again, with one of the best alley-oop throwers in NBA history.
At the time, Dwight was way more than that.
Exactly. Dwight Howard was more prime than he was in 2009 when he helped Orlando get to the finals. And you can put him with the great best alley-oop thrower in history. But more head was going to swing under that rim.
Wait, it's still working for y'all. Y'all still get a Hall of Fame point guard in Dwight Howard. Y'all ain't lose over.
You saying get a Hall of Fame podcast? Y'all got Steve Nash right now.
Steve Nash. Will we even trade for Steve Nash like a second round pick?
Let's not even talk about. But let's not even talk about skill for a second. But the competitiveness of Chris Paul and Kobe together, bro.
Like I trying to figure out how to
God's gonna get eat, boy. What you mean? How does get win?
They was
because two of them is alpha male.
Right.
Like,
they was getting buckheads too, but they was getting buckheads. But
I think they're the buckheads in a good way though.
Right. You're talking about the buckheads in a good way where it results in some positive change, not the Chris Paul, James Harden buckhead or the
James Harden kind of buckhead. Right. James Harden diva. You buckheads with him, he want to ship you out.
Because at the end of the day, them two niggas, they just want to win. I feel sorry for the role players though. Getting 2 out from Kobe, then having to get 2 out from Chris Paul, and
Dwight probably to leave either way. Because Dwight was getting more. Wait, Dwight was getting get bite rate up that season. But I think he's the one who probably called commission. Say, hold on, by commission.
Bro, God,
I can't take it.
Funny dude, man.
Wait,
Kobe was funny.
And it wasn't even intentional. But Kobe,
it wasn't jokey funny. It was like straight face funny.
Kobe's like, yo, Mitch, I can't play with these dudes. They're garbage. It's like, bro, Kobe have families, you know.
Time Kwame say, listen, why you keep passing me the ball? Kobe say less. I don't think Kobe passes the ball for the rest of the season.
Kwame say, when I under the rim like that, just don't throw it. Don't throw it. It's better you just go shoot it. Kwame say, what?
Slimmy, to give you a rundown, one, we said we feel as though Ben Simmons won't stay in Philly because of the damage that's already done with the chemistry. You know, he said some stuff, he said some stuff. So we feel like they're going to eventually force a trade. The question now is, will they win the trade or will they lose the trade?
At this point, I don't think they're going to get fair value for Ben Simmons because his trade value is already, I think it's plummeted a lot.
Yeah.
And it's like,
it is.
I think this season or this offseason is when we can see the most stars get traded, like top 20 players. I feel like if Kyrie don't get his act together, they can run hot and trade Kyrie. You got Ben Simmons who could get traded. I don't care what y'all say. I don't care what Lillard say, how happy he is. No one is happy to lose him.
He get traded after.
Like
he definitely can run from the grind.
At some point, he can get lead.
But it depends on when his contract up.
No, but that dude. This is last season in Portland.
And they don't even better the team for him, but they just get the team worse and be like, hey, you carry that team to the playoffs. We can use some waste this year. Then he's come back and still carry them to the playoffs. He say, hold on, we can trade out one more piece and let us know if you can carry this team to the playoffs.
Yeah, they killing his prime, bro.
Be like, anyway.
But he is the epitome of, like, when I look at him, I'll be like, yeah, all right, I see why LeBron leave. Like, LeBron could have been a Lillard, bro. Like, Lillard could easily be top 5 in the league, bro.
I wouldn't say that.
I say that. I can be real. If LeBron didn't leave Cleveland, but trust me, he wouldn't have half the rings he have.
No, he would have one though. I think Lillard problem is He'd have one. I think Lillard problem is it's similar to like what we see with Giannis right now, right? Giannis is super loyal to Milwaukee, right? Super loyal, right? And Lillard looking at Giannis and saying, "Wait,
he win, and he ain't had to leave.
And he ain't had to leave. Maybe I could do it." The problem is Lillard never been close to a ring. He never been close in Portland. That's the problem. LeBron been close a few times in Cleveland.
And Giannis
didn't Portland make the Western Conference Finals a couple years ago?
They made a Western Conference Finals and they get swept.
Yeah, it was right there.
Yeah. So it's like them dudes don't even really get close. They getting eliminated the first round.
Furthermore, they getting worse and worse. They ain't improving.
That's why I'm saying like dog them is the GM is looking at the team and say, hey, let me take 2 more pieces away from him.
Secondly, Giannis in the East. They live in the tough West.
That's also another very important point. It's almost impossible to come with the West.
And Giannis had to get the stars to the line because Durant had to put a toe on the line.
Trey had to get injured.
Kyrie had to get injured. Like, it was a whole...
If you look at
they didn't play the Nuggets this year without Jamal Murray. And Austin Rivers was digging about. So listen.
No,
you got to get out there.
But what we're saying is you can't look at Giannis and be like, well, hard work pays off, given that Giannis barely get that and he get that in a season where every one of his
No, but I'm
opponents is
saying
injured.
Yeah.
with
But
Giannis,
I
even
don't
with
like
Giannis,
that. I started to hate that narrative because at the end of the day you still have to play who in front of you. And if you did
exactly.
lose, then people would have been like, "All right, yeah, he lose." But so you can't really take it away from them. Yeah,
Yeah.
dude was injured. Yeah, people are gonna say, "Okay, put an asterisk next to it." But at the end of the day, you still have to beat the teams in front of you. And I from what I can remember, I think they were down in the were they down in the final series?
In the
Yeah,
final, they
The
was down in
Suns?
every series.
It's down.
yeah,
They
they
was
was
down in
down.
every series,
2-0 in the
Yeah,
final.
Yeah,
so
the
they
Suns was
still
up. The Suns was up 2-0.
except
It's down.
the
yeah.
Miami
So it was
series they blow out.
exactly. So it wasn't like a cakewalk. They
The
still had to
Miami
fight
series
in the
they
end.
blow out, right? The Brooklyn series they was down. The Atlanta series they was down. And in the finals they was down.
Bro, are you
That
They was
forget
Brooklyn,
about
down in every
Miami
series.
series?
that Brooklyn man bugged me.
But
They was down in every series.
see, with the grinning, to my point about Giannis was knocking on the door, but he just couldn't really break through.
Right.
Not
But
number
the
one
reason
seed, Eastern Conference Finals, number one seed again. He just couldn't really get it done. Lillard's team, they haven't even tried to put a competitive team to where this boy could even really compete in the West. Like if he makes the playoffs, it's a 7 seed. It's an 8 seed.
At best.
It's a 6 seed. So it's like, boy, when are they even going to put a team for him to even get close to compete? Like you at least got to even like try to compete for a championship.
okay, so let's talk. So let's okay. So where do he go? Does
Where
he
does
go
he
to the
go?
East?
You gotta go
Does
to
he
the
go to the
East.
I think Philly is probably a really good fit.
It is.
Them boys in New York,
With Doc Rivers? Nah, Doc.
boys in New
Yeah,
York,
Doc Rivers will kill that man career right now. Doc Rivers will
not Doc.
bash him right down. He said, "Yeah, bring that prime, yo. You want to come here in your prime?"
I mean,
All
without
right.
Doc, I just talking about stylistically, him and Embiid. I think him and Embiid could fit
Yeah,
together.
him and Embiid would be
I
Yeah, they
feel
get
him
fit.
and Embiid could make
Embiid,
Eastern Conference
Tobias.
Finals, but I don't see them winning no championship as long as
I don't
Doc
think,
Rivers
bro.
is head
I don't think
coach.
outside. I don't think the East is East ain't as big of a gauntlet as you think it is, as people think it is. Because I think Milwaukee's the defending champs, but I think Milwaukee is beatable. Obviously,
Of
Brooklyn
course.
is the most talented team, but you don't know. Again, you don't know what's gonna happen with Kyrie. You don't know what's gonna happen because even like with Harden and Durant, like the team, like the team is stopped, but you still, it's still a lot left to be desired. So I definitely think it's easier to come out the East because it isn't as big of a gauntlet as it is over on the Western side.
Yeah, if he has something where he goes, he should definitely try to go East.
Hey, my hot take is it actually might be easy to come out the West this year. That's my hot
Ooh, that's a
take.
super hard take.
That's my hot take.
Negative
Kawhi,
That's a scorching. That's a scorching.
Kawhi
That's a
Explain that.
scorching hard
Explain.
take.
Yeah, that
Explain
don't
that.
even make. Yeah, that don't even make sense.
The Warriors fully healthy. The Nuggets could be fully healthy again.
Sounds just as true things.
watch it.
So
let me prove my
the
point.
Suns who represent the West, they could be back. Like, the West, and then you have the Clippers.
The Lakers. The Clippers out because Kawhi out. But the Lakers with 10 7-footers.
Who y'all think is the strongest team of that bunch y'all just called just now?
The Lakers.
I think the Lakers is the strongest team. So my opinion is Westbrook, like I say, does not help them at all in terms of them trying to win a championship. So I don't think they really got much better, to be honest, because he doesn't really help them at all, right? So then you add Clippers missing Kawhi, right? You add Phoenix in there, who probably is the strongest team, right? Maybe because they made the finals last year. You got Phoenix in there, but is Phoenix really that strong? To me, maybe Denver, because it would have held D. Murray. I don't know. I feel as if you put together a good team in the West right now, yeah, I think.
But see, that's the thing. That's why I mentioned gauntlet. You have to go against all these teams every other night or once a week or twice a week. Then the playoffs come around.
Teams in the East.
Exactly, and then the playoffs come around. You have to run into these teams every round.
In the first round,
you ain't sweeping nobody.
You ain't sweeping nobody. But the
sweeps.
The top level competition is, if let's just say, I mean, we can't already say Brooklyn got Kyrie, so that's out the question. If you're in the East and you facing Brooklyn with Kyrie, Durant, and Harden, you're not beating them. right? That's just a fact, right? So if you had to choose a team that you would rather have to go through out of the East or out of the West, I feel like you would choose the West. I feel like you would say, but I'd rather go through any team on the West.
So you got to go to LeBron and AD.
I'd rather go to a 38-year-old LeBron.
Can't see this boy.
Russell Westbrook on crack. Yes, I'd rather go to them dudes than go to Brooklyn.
Wait, I guess you saying from the start about it.
So
you only looking at one side of the ball. Who was a better defensive team? The Lakers or the Nets?
Far better.
You was a god. You was a god, and you missed in pass Westbrook. What you got to face?
You miss a pass Westbrook. You could pass Westbrook. Westbrook don't play no defense. You could pass.
What?
You get pass.
They say Westbrook don't play no defense. Wow,
that's
one of the.
But you get my point. Wow. It ain't. You thinking one side of the ball? The Lakers.
You need to start watching basketball. Let me show you why Westbrook don't play no defense. Westbrook averages 10 rebounds a game. Right?
What?
Westbrook averages 10 rebounds a game. If you're a guard and you're averaging 10 rebounds a game, chances are you leaving your man open on the perimeter a lot.
Mm-hmm. You realize a lot of those rebounds come from the players that shoot over him. He lets the guy once he contests your shot. He ain't like y'all who was fake contest just to say, "Coach, I try," and then run past and go on a fast break. He actually contests a shot and then turn around and run to the rim and get the rebound.
You could be disappointed this year because you clearly don't watch Westbrook. You could be very disappointed.
Like I say, use a Nick team. A good championship, a good champion, and yes.
Okay, but that's
what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. He's a guy that averages 10 rebounds a game, not 5 or 6, 10.
I try to figure out how the hell's that make him a bad defender.
Yeah, I get what Sans is saying, but Sans, here's the thing. In the East, you got Brooklyn, who we know ain't playing no defense. They led by Harden and Durant. Durant has the potential, but he don't have no one there to push him, so they ain't playing no defense. Then you have Milwaukee, probably the best defensive team in the East.
Yes.
You got Philly.
Probably one of the best defensive teams in the
But then you got Doc. So Philly ain't really.
No championship. They got a result
and we talking defense. We talking defense. And you got Philly, who is not a threat. You got Brooklyn, who is not a threat. Who's not a top team in the East? You got
Atlanta.
The Hawks, who's not a threat defensively. Miami is a threat.
Bro, Miami is such a weird team to me.
Yeah, we don't know how they could be.
I feel Miami could be better this year. I feel they could be a top 5 team.
They could be better, but it's like I just feel like I can't have Jimmy Butler as my 1A.
Why, boy?
I just don't feel he's a 1A. I like Jimmy as a player, but I don't feel he's a 1A on a championship team.
Right. He's a 1A, but on a championship team, I
don't think Jimmy is their problem. I feel like they don't have no good big. I think Baum is not that guy when it comes to...
Baum is good, though.
Yeah, but he ain't no post. Like, you can't give him the ball in the post and say, "Hey, go to work, give me 25, 30 points."
Yeah,
but he does so. That's the thing. But he does so much else. Like great. Like he's probably outside of Jokic one of the best big playmakers out there. He's a great defender.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But you know what he does, Lo? Okay, he might not go back to the basket, but he would go in the post and then like reverse pivot and size you up. And then take you off a rip, he would do that.
Yeah, so don't forget, but that's the big man game is pretty small. What happens when he goes in playoffs in the game? Slow down, you going up against Anthony Davis or Joel Embiid or Jokic or whatever. He gets shut right down. What happened to that lousy fella who plays for the Knicks, who used to be a Laker, who was tearing up the season last year, and then when he get in the playoffs in the game, slow down. He looked like he ain't even supposed to be in the league. He looked like he playing D2.
You just tell us the other day you missed
him.
Randall.
The problem
Randall looked like he's playing D2.
The problem with Miami is they lack half-court scoring. That's their biggest problem. They lack someone in the half-court where they can get a ball.
Don't forget Oladipo coming back.
Generate easy shots.
Oladipo
people don't realize how important that is in the NBA. Like how important it is to have a guy who can just put the ball in his hand, do not go out play for him, and say, "Go get me a bucket."
Especially
that relieves
that run and gun thing. That don't.
Now the reason they look so good in the bubble was because Jimmy was that guy in the bubble.
That's what I say. Jimmy
but if you look at Jimmy's career, Jimmy has not usually been the guy who would say, "Give me the ball, I get us 30, 40 to win the game." So, and that's not really the type of role he wants to play, really. So does Larry help that?
Well, who the hell can do it? Not Tyler Hero.
But they got
Tyler Hero.
They got to hope for a leap for Tyler Hero.
He has to make that jump, though.
Yeah, they got to hope for a jump.
To make that jump.
They have to hope for a jump from him.
Because if he don't, they ain't gonna be good.
Yeah.
Oh,
if they could get a jump from him, then maybe the team looks a little bit different. And like you say, if Oladipo comes back and Oladipo looks decent or whatever, then that could change things. But until they really get a real half-court scorer, that to me is that's what.
Because I don't think Kyle Lowry. Okay, he cool veteran point guard presence, but I don't think he's a needle. He's not a needle mover to me. That he doesn't put them over the top. I mean, I could be wrong, and it remains to be seen. But he's not a needle mover to me.
In the playoffs, he's a big play maker, and I don't mean facilitate. I mean he's make big plays. Like he'd get a crucial charge.
This a Draymond level
to get your star player fouled out or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. Dog will be there and do nothing all game, and then sit down, and after everybody do all the work, he come there and hit a 3-pointer. And they just be like, "Oh, Kyle Lowry with the biggest player of the game." Like, bro, really?
No, but for real,
the biggest player of the game.
When you can't score or when you in a little jam, he just got 2 out of it. But he's throw up them.
He's throw up I don't care shots. He's throw up them shots that if we lose, we was losing anyway. But if we go in, I'm the hero.
To go back to Zan's point, if I'm a team, I would rather face Miami and their random confused roster versus the Warriors, the Lakers, the Suns, Denver, Clippers. I'd want to face the Clippers.
All them teams you say just now will beat Miami.
That's my point. I'm trying to say the West is tougher.
Yeah, but would you rather Kyle Lowry or Westbrook?
Depends on the rest of my team.
This place depends.
Depends on the rest of my team. It depends on the rest of my team. If I have someone like Jokic, I don't want no Westbrook.
I don't care. Wait, Tom. I don't care.
If you playing with a AFL, you ain't want Westbrook over Kyle Lowry.
No, if you playing, okay.
If you're trying to win a championship,
what player is a fit for Westbrook? Because it seems like there's a lot of players that he don't fit with. Because Harden wasn't fit. You know what I mean? Like he isn't gonna fit with a big that needs spacing. Like you know what I mean? So like,
if I just trying to make playoffs, my team ain't that good. I go home with Westbrook.
So if you trying to make the playoffs,
I say you could do more with less with Westbrook.
Yeah, right. Westbrook does more with less. If you try to make the playoffs and you have nobody around you, Westbrook will do more than a lot of other guys.
You can't like Westbrook never been to the finals.
If you're trying to win a championship, at this
Westbrook
point,
ain't really that. Yeah, no, I agree.
At this point in Westbrook Square, if you're trying to win a championship, it's very difficult to win it with him as your point guard. Very difficult. So that remains.
But I just trying to go back to the point that the West is much tougher than the East.
Yeah, the far I'm talking about. I don't even know why you still debating that.
The West have more quality teams. I ain't disputing that. I said that if I look at the East and I look at the West and I looked at one particular team that could stop me from reaching the finals, I'd find it on the East quicker than I'd find it on the West.
Wow. You realize Atlanta is going to be a top seed this year?
Exactly. What would Atlanta be in the West?
Listen, you're all missing the point. I said the West have more quality teams. I said the East have the best top teams. Milwaukee is arguably better than everybody in the West. Brooklyn, when healthy, is better than every team in the West.
That's two teams, those are.
Face them 2 teams.
Look, I think you're missing our point because what I was arguing is that from top to there's more quality depth.
Yeah,
in the total team. Like you list 2 teams like Milwaukee. We know Milwaukee and Brooklyn good, but everyone else after that is dead sus. Like Atlanta make Eastern Conference Finals last year, and you still can't convince me that's a good team.
And they was up, They was up
exactly
2-1 or something like that.
I'm not gonna such a good team either.
Like I think they have a lot of potential. They probably will be good, but it was like they don't scare me.
Like in the West, you lose in first round.
Like if your best player is 5'11", you don't scare me.
You lose the first round of who though?
In the West,
it all depends on your team. It all depends on your team.
In the West, you don't know about to be top four seed, so you lose in first round. because you got to go against the Lakers or the Suns or Denver or Warriors.
You think Denver beatable?
Yes, Denver is beatable, but not from the top, the bottom 2 to 8 in the East. Denver can beat everybody in the East except Brooklyn and Milwaukee, and they probably beat Milwaukee.
I just gonna say, don't make it seem. But Milwaukee win, right? But don't make it seem like they was the best
They
team.
probably could be Milwaukee, bro.
It's the healthiest team. But I think Denver could beat Milwaukee, King, and I think Milwaukee can get plenty of surprises this year, especially being the championship, unless Giannis come back with a jump shot. Then you're
Giannis starting to look a little good with a jump shot. I think the main thing is their offense, with Drew already on the floor, got to look a little bit better. Their offense
we ain't even mentioned the Jazz yet.
Bro, that was the Jazz.
The best defensive team left. But the point is, they was the best.
Jazz could be the Knicks.
Jazz.
I'm just saying, let's be real.
Jazz gonna be Knicks this year.
Oh boy.
We gonna Eastern Conference Finals this year. Don't even hear that.
See, you had a Dolphin talk. You had a Dolphin talk just now.
Listen, we won't laugh. But I honestly don't see a team other than the top 3, Brooklyn, Milwaukee. I'd give Atlanta.
No,
I think the Knicks could compete with the Heat. So I think the Knicks could possibly be top 4.
I'll put the Heat over Atlanta for my top 3 season East.
I would. I feel like they have a good regular season.
I think if the Heat stays healthy, they'll
especially if Oladipo come back and Oladipo fits in that slot, because he's not going to be Oladipo of old. But if
he ain't even got to be that. If he could be 50-60% of that.
If he could just come and be a good shooting guard for them, get them some good players, some good defense, I feel like they good enough.
In Atlanta?
No, I don't know. Miami? Yes.
They had better regular
last year, you know.
Yeah?
Atlanta was almost in the finals last year. You know. Trey got injured. I mean,
they get hot.
Trey didn't get hurt. But
Who Atlanta play last year in the playoffs?
I just know
they play low fence.
Yeah, but they almost beat Milwaukee. Trey got hurt.
But how they get there is what I say. They ain't play no team to get there. They play the Knicks.
Yeah, you know you could try to say that, right? It takes no team to get a finals either.
The Madison Square Garden, the wild rate out Madison Square Garden. That's the best performance I see in Madison Square Garden.
But I'm like, I want the
Melo in 012.
I want the Knicks. The same round y'all going in.
He look like I thought he's Jeremy Lin.
We put even more to play than y'all.
I want the Knicks. I want the Knicks to destroy Trey next year playoffs. I want the Knicks to destroy Trey, and I have the Trey.
You think so? I think Trey can come back and
I want him to come back.
I think Trey can torch them when he see them.
He can march the edge one wall. I want him to come back.
one thing Trey ain't got his defense. He can't got Kimba.
He ain't got him.
He can't got Kimba.
He can't got him.
Kemba, you ever see them sellers when they come down court, you turn your back and say that self got it? That self got it?
You saying that with Westbrook on your team? Oh, you have to go.
I know one thing. Westbrook will eat Kemba food any day of the week.
Yeah.
Any day of the week.
What,
in rebounds?
Anything. Anything.
In rebounds.
In anything.
Rebounds, yeah,
look at the stats and give me one stat Kemba beat Westbrook in besides shoot.
Westbrook is a stat god.
All right.
You know debating
beat LeBron in stats, boy. You beat Giannis in stats. What's your point?
Then.
That's where it ends.
I don't know why
you still run. That's where it ends.
Why Westbrook?
That's where it ends, though.
Westbrook is beats anyone.
Loaf, you could be very disappointed this year. It could be hilarious. You could be very disappointed this year.
I could be disappointed as next fans.
My hot take.
We don't.
My hot take is Westbrook going at trade deadline.
Oh, come on, man.
Westbrook gone. Let's not pretend like it didn't happen before. Because remember,
I remember when I said the same Xperts would do it about how much Andre Drummond sucked, and he's telling me, "Oh no, Andre Drummond is this. He's a beast." I say,
first of all, Andre Drummond is a very good player. Drummond problem is he's a system player, and we don't have the system for it. Anybody knows that when you come in a LeBron system, you don't get better. Tell me, name one player got better in LeBron's system, and one star that got better in LeBron's system.
But being better is about actually trying to win a championship.
Mo Williams.
What?
Mo Williams had one good season.
Yeah.
Yeah, the all-star season under LeBron. Never again.
The East been trash from that time. LeBron them used to be cakewalking and dancing and shimmying on the sideline. When they get to the playoffs, slap up. Lance, what the boy name? Stevenson and Larry Hughes them used to be gaining fits.
Yo, I got Lance Stevenson China now, but
he's trying to make a comeback, but
let's say.
Right, this is funny.
You got Monte still trying to make a comeback. You got
Monte done.
Just give it up.
He's done.
Just give it up, dog.
Like it's crazy.
Players, you know who done.
Yeah, like I used to be like, but you all have to know you all past your athletic prime, though. Like I used to be like, what you still trying to come back to the league? You have to know you won't have it in the tank no more. You got to go to the big tree or something.
You got these young stars like Ja Morant them bursting your head off in the free throw
line.
But
you really want to come back to that? Like, I feel like, but you just play, you have a 63-inch vertical. You really
but I think they're looking at top. I think they're looking at probably the worst dude on the bench and saying, bro, listen, these guys.
I bet
that is true. Don't forget now, these fellas could come and play better than the way play on the bench. The only problem is,
but
play on the bench for 15 years younger than you.
And they gonna play for that salary?
Exactly. And
you can imagine they
don't forget now,
make like 400.
Some other guy,
40 million, 40,
if he was in a banana boat ride, or some other guy would probably be in the league now too.
I know true. He can still play in the league.
You talking about?
He proved he can still play in the league. So I know what you get now. He can still play in the league.
Top 15 scorer all time.
Oh, I just said
he proved he can still play in the league. So I don't know.
Yeah, but he would have never gotten that chance if he didn't have the right connections.
But the thing is, he should have never been out.
He
should never been out.
You know, he earned them connections, dude. His reputation and resume.
By holding on man waist in the back of Atlantis.
It's good.
Portland pick him up, Portland pick him up, and he showed what he could do in Portland. It ain't like he just jump on the Lakers, man.
Anyway, we better wrap this up, gents. Y'all have any final?
Before we leave, we give an update. Tom Brady won again. The Buccaneers beat the Eagles 22-28.
Yeah, this was a good year.
It was. These fellas Thursday, but we ain't this ain't happening. But yeah, it's good that we do this. Bucks are now 5-1, Eagles 2-4 in that slack division. The Cowboys finally get slack in the division.
Bro, the crazy thing is that division has been historically trash.
Yeah, they have been trash very long.
Like the Cowboys just never managed to put it together because
they just like to make excuses. And that was one of my reasons too for Josh Allen. Like I tell y'all, fellas have a window. Josh Allen know that this is his window for the AFC. Because don't forget, the Patriots dominated that for like 20 years. At this point, this is the best window you have because you know either the Patriots going to come back because they done build a defense. If you look at the defense I've done 5-5, all they got to do is put receivers around Mark Jones now next season, and the Patriots could be a valuable division like leader next year. So I think Josh Allen, like you said, they are one of the best teams this year. I feel like they need to go for the Super Bowl this year. If it don't happen this year, it ain't no guarantee it happening no more. Look at Mahomes. Boy, them fellas, they drop off the top quick.
But you see, the thing is with the NFL, boy, like people don't realize, boy, like
that window small.
That's close because I think people look at people look at players like Tom Brady, be like
exactly. The Patriots really make it look easy.
Yeah, I think that's the case. That's the case because you have so much good teams that just missing a few pieces.
You see the Jaguars? I tell you, Jaguars was a top team literally like 3-4 years ago.
Yeah.
Now these niggas picking voice. They legit picking voice.
But see the crazy thing, but the NFL playoff is one game. But it's be unfathomable to me that. But you could have one off game. You could have a perfect season and have one off game. And that's it, man. Yeah, and you wouldn't see the playoff for 5 more years.
I
but look at Aaron Rodgers said that even the Super Bowl, everyone's like, boy, Aaron Rodgers would have the game unlocked for the next 5, 10 years. He ain't sniffed on Super Bowls and stuff.
He ain't freaking sniffed on yet.
He get dead close couple lines and he ain't never make it back.
Fellas still don't want to give Brady his flowers. What the man doing is crazy.
But honestly, I grew up with Tom Brady.
You should have covered it.
Fellas don't want to give doggy flowers.
I grew up with Tom Brady, but you can't. Wait, what are you doing at his age? Boy, it literally don't make no sense. Boy. Like it literally defying everything we've learned about like
and it's not just the age,
and athletics though.
Most fellas at this age just trying to stay on teams. Like Brett Favre was just signing contracts just to stay on teams and play. Dog have a 5-1 record right now.
But you could
like
literally
Dog is
argue
just coming
that
off
he's
a
still the best
championship.
quarterback in the league.
Like real, like Dog still top 5 QB.
Like there's no way he should be the best quarterback in the league in 20 seasons, and that's crazy.
That's
like
sick.
Even Jordan like Jordan was stuff. Like when Jordan was on the Wizards, he could have still give you a bucket, but he wasn't the best player in the league.
It is, but is reminiscent of LeBron's longevity, but
how the hell you can say reminiscent like LeBron ahead of him? How is it reminiscent if LeBron is behind him?
It's similar. It reminds you. Reminiscent meaning it reminds you of LeBron's longevity.
It's similar to LeBron.
So question, because
LeBron is still one of the top in the league.
Is he top 5?
LeBron?
Right now.
He's arguably top 5.
That's a good guy.
Top 5?
Yes.
LeBron is top 5 right now.
Yes.
I have Durant and Giannis over him. Who else really jumping out to say, okay, right now they better than LeBron? Because LeBron be 3 for me right now.
I like, to be honest, with Steph being healthy, I can't put LeBron over Steph. Not a healthy Steph.
I can't give Steph that because LeBron could do more on the defensive side of the ball than Steph can. So I can't give Steph.
I think LeBron could do. I think that even at LeBron's age, he could do more with a team than Steph can. He could take a team further. That same team that Steph had. Well, yeah, that was, and everyone's into that.
Why always say this? Why always say LeBron could take a team further? And the second his player go down with injury, all of a sudden he didn't have no help. But you just say this guy could take this.
That was playoffs. That was playoffs.
Andy Davis went down with injury. LeBron ain't win a game after that. That's
what I be trying to say.
Not 2015, buddy.
Dog is not so stink without superstar help.
But
he's not doing that no more.
I think if LeBron had the team that Steph had when it was just Steph, he would have taken them further. I think they would have made the playoffs.
Can LeBron currently take a team from bad to good? Can he currently do that?
No. He can take them from bad to good, but can he make them a contender?
Right.
No.
Contender, no. Contender, no. But it depends on how bad. It depends on how bad.
This is not 2015. I say this again.
LeBron can't go on the Kings and make the Kings a playoff team. No. LeBron can go on someone like
Portland. What about Portland?
That's already a playoff team.
Steph could too. So that ain't even a question.
That's already a playoff team. We talking about non-playoff teams. What non-playoff team LeBron could go on?
Who barely made the playoffs last year? Memphis made it, right? Memphis made the play-in. Who was that team? That was okay. LeBron could go on San Antonio and make them a playoff team.
Does he get popped?
I don't even see that happen.
Playoff team.
That probably don't work because Steph could do that too. LeBron could go. I think LeBron could.
Like you say, Steph could go on.
I could be
team too. Yeah,
I could be real. I got Steph ahead of LeBron right now. I know that might not be controversial to some. Steph, when they played in the playing game, he was the best player on that floor.
You know why?
But he was the best player for both sides. LeBron without AD.
I'm not saying LeBron is even the best player on the Lakers right now.
I'm not saying LeBron's a bad player.
Real, because Melo.
Hey.
I top 5. I got Giannis at 1. You gotta put Giannis at 1. I got KD.
Come on, stop it, time. Anyway,
yeah, I've never put Giannis over KD, but okay.
You can't. Come on.
I put Giannis. I got KD. I got I can't come for Kawhi.
I even forget about Kawhi. Yeah.
I got Steph. I got Luka. I might put LeBron.
I'm gonna put Luka over LeBron right now. Luka's great.
Over LeBron, bro.
I say all that.
But I do. Luka got to lead the team to the Western Conference Finals.
Yeah, Luka got to do something for money besides throw tantrum. But my thing is, like I say, LeBron isn't the best player in the league. So my thing is, I have to put Anthony Davis over LeBron.
But even if we do that,
because he is better than him on his own team. So how could you say LeBron is top 5 without saying Anthony Davis is top 5? If Anthony Davis is played better than him on the same team, that don't make sense.
I think LeBron is okay. Here's
I give LeBron 6. I have him 6 on my list.
Who's the 5th?
Anthony Davis?
KD, Giannis, Steph.
Kawhi. You think
Yeah, of course I have Kawhi.
You said Kawhi?
Yeah, of course I have Kawhi. Kawhi is top.
Only reason I include Kawhi is
LeBron.
because Kawhi injured this year, so that's the only reason I include him. Right now, current rankings, that's the only reason I include him. I don't know. Anthony Davis being fired don't feel right to me. I probably put Joe.
It don't feel right to me, and until you really look at it and be like, okay, yeah,
he is better than him on the Lakers. So my thing is, how could you put him higher than Anthony Davis in real life stats?
Can Anthony Davis do it without LeBron?
Say what?
Can Anthony Davis do it without LeBron?
Do what without LeBron?
Yeah, do what?
Make the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, didn't he make the playoffs in New Orleans with?
Yeah,
but Rondo and Cousins.
I think see, the question is, can he make your team a contender or make like a serious contender?
He's never done it. And everybody who you call on that list has done it by themselves. Anthony Davis, I think, made the playoffs once.
When has LeBron done it by himself?
But LeBron take Ira Gould and Eric Snow did the championship, but we can't argue that.
Talking about and what happened here?
No, ain't no and what happened. The point is
you ever see Eric Snow play basketball?
Hey. Eric Snow was okay when he played with Iverson. He made sure when he passed half court, he put the ball directly in Iverson.
You see recent picture of Eric Snow?
But
he looked so stink. He looked like Santa Claus.
Cooking night league over here.
I say that, man.
Wait, what? Wait, Purdy ever doing so bad?
Ever doing so bad?
You can't. Everybody on that list has done it by themselves except Anthony Davis. And shout out Shawnee. Shawnee always was the one thing, but you're all rating this by your height, and this by you can't even make playoffs by yourself, dog.
But this is a sport though. Anthony Davis never had no help until that 1 year.
Kawhi
he did make the playoffs.
Listen, I on that side of the fence too, with him. But I mean, he was the clear difference maker.
Yeah,
when the Lakers won their championship.
Yes, he's the clear.
But it's looking like 26. But you all want dog to carry teams to the playoffs at what 22, 23 when he's in New Orleans.
And
don't forget he came in the league as a defensive player.
This 2022, bro. That's my point. This 2022. Look what Luka doing.
Where he carry the team?
Look what y'all doing. They in the playoffs.
Where he carry the team?
They in the playoffs at least.
I wouldn't say y'all carry a team. I wouldn't say y'all carry a team, but
Luka been carry. Luka, you could say Luka carry a team.
Yeah,
he didn't make it to the thing.
Bro, look at Luka.
I gotta see Luka play someone else.
These dudes young and they making playoffs.
Yes, and Anthony Davis made the playoffs before he came.
Barely, bro. They got sweep. He barely made the playoffs. Must have like one game and they got sweep.
And he made it.
And he never
had
see it again.
Zero help. That man was an MVP candidate that year.
He had zero help with Luka.
Porzingis,
who can average over 15 points. Who's saying his fit ain't good with the team? He wanted.
What was Rondo averaging that year with Anthony Davis? I think Rondo.
Yeah, Drew Holiday too, eh? Yeah, Drew Holiday wasn't there at that time.
Yeah, Drew.
But if Drew Holiday is the argument,
yeah, please stop. And that wasn't even good, Drew Holiday. That was young Drew Holiday.
Drew was good, but my point is, you're supposed to be able to carry your team to play. That's what I'm saying. You're supposed to. Everybody we calling that list did it. KD. We know what KD could do. We see what Giannis could do.
But Kawhi did it. The ascension of Anthony Davis, like I said, Anthony Davis never came in with all of this, Like Anthony Davis legit came in as a defensive player. Like this whole offensive thing is actually a surprise to us. We never thought Anthony Davis was going to get this good.
But I do think. Like looking at it, I do think
put Anthony Davis in the Spurs uniform and see how far he'd go.
I do think we have to put AD in the top 5 because what he does on both sides of the ball. Because I think outside of probably Giannis on that list, no one else is someone you would consider elite defender. And Anthony Davis he's maybe one of 3-4 players in the league who could dominate the ball on both sides of the floor. And I feel like you have to put that in consideration.
He's just a glass bottle.
Yeah,
his talent and his skill isn't in question. It's his ability to carry the team. I think that's the question. I think
he
can carry a team if he's healthy.
But I think
thing, dog.
That's not really the question, really. The question is whether we still feel LeBron can do it at this age. I don't think LeBron
in top 5.
I think LeBron.
My method was to try and take Anthony Davis out of that, which will automatically put LeBron from 6 to 5. That was my point. And that's why I'm saying I don't know if Anthony Davis.
I'd probably put Joker there. I'd probably put a Joker there.
That's true. I can't argue that. Joker is doing more than LeBron for real.
Is Joker better than Embiid?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. At this point, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just talking about just person, just player, not team, not surroundings, nothing.
I think
intangibles on what Joker could do.
I don't know if it's like because I always was enamored with this game. I kind of always watched him closer, bro. If you look at his advanced analytics, bro, the season he had last year was an all-time season. Like in terms of like win shares and player efficiency, like it almost didn't make sense. Like some of the numbers he's putting up. I think like the way you control the game from a post playmaking standpoint, I honestly can't remember the last time we've seen or if we've ever seen someone like that. Like he literally control the floor of offense from the post. Like
he has
insane.
I think that offensively, he has no weaknesses offensively at all. None. He has none.
Now, if you want to argue that Embiid is the better defender, obviously, but
I think that battle usually goes where the perspective of do you prefer a shooter or do you prefer a playmaker, and that's a huge debate. I think if you prefer a scorer, then obviously Embiid, you're gonna look at Embiid, you're gonna say, yeah, Embiid can score on anybody.
So Embiid is the better scorer.
I think Embiid is a better scorer than Jokic. Yeah.
And is Embiid? Hold on. I get it. So Embiid is the better scorer, and then who's the better defender?
See, I can't.
So Embiid is the better scorer, and the better defender. And I ask you who's the better player. If the man beat you on both sides of the ball, and then when I ask you who's the better player, you can tell me.
Offense is not only scoring. Don't do that. No. But see, that's my point. People like
you
only focus on scoring, so you like Embiid.
I don't even think he's the better scorer. I just think he has more post moves. He's a better offensive post player, but Jokic is a better shooter. He's more efficient. And he's a better passer, and I think he makes better, quicker decisions.
He can see, but that's my point. Here go people who prefer scoring. Usually Kobe fans, like
of course, because that's the job. It's easy to pass with. Okay, look at the team compared to each other. You get Embiid, got fellas like his point guard who can't throw a rock in from under the rim, and then you got Jokic over here passing to some of the best 3-pointers in the league, and then you saying, "Oh, this guy's a better passer." You think I pass any ball?
But believe it or not,
he's a much better passer though. I mean,
believe it or not,
when he's passing me or you, this
is actually a thing though. There are people who prefer scorers, and there are people who prefer playmakers, and the people who prefer scorers are Kobe fans and Jordan fans.
But how are you a playmaker if I don't finish the play? If you were just passing the ball and I can't finish the play, are you really a playmaker?
Bro, you got Jokic making composites.
I ask you a question.
He can make anybody look good.
If you are just passing the ball, you should know this. You and Science the most. You come down and go dribbling the paint off the ball, and you making these behind the back, sidearm, throw, and all these bounce pass to the lane, and I just blowing every layup, and I shooting air ball. You know what the coach can say?
Yeah, but what you trying to say? Embiid have that?
What the hell are you doing? Why would you keep passing the ball? Oh, I trying to make a play.
Embiid don't have a team.
What?
Embiid don't have people who can finish players.
We watched Ben Simmons give up a wide open. That's his best second player. That's his second best. If that's the second best player you got, that's it.
Tobias was balling last year. You got Seth Curry, who have a better shooting percentage than his big brother. You got.
Let's not excuse Embiid though. Embiid melt down in a lot of them games as well.
I'd be melting down too if I gotta carry the whole team. I was watching Embiid put up 40 points and 20 rebounds, and they get beat by 20.
I bet you if he was a playmaker like Jokic and don't score as much, he may win some of them games. And that's honestly.
So if I lose by 20, the way for me to win the game is for me to score less.
The biggest thing with Embiid is this. The biggest thing with Embiid is this. Embiid is more talented than Jokic. Jokic is much more effective. Jokic is going to score when he wants to score. But if you give Jokic the ball in the post, he can score when he wants to score. Embiid may dance around with it, play around with it. Hey, I can try this fadeaway out. Hey, I can do this little step back or whatever the case may be. and he's not nearly as effective. Jokic is like, but I guess to back you down, I can do this.
One little baby hook.
But you know why Jokic don't score 40? Because he knows if I score 40 and everybody else score 5, I probably won't win. Because I need these guys to get going. And so he ain't focusing only on scoring. See, people like the perspective that low five, not saying it's wrong. It's just a perspective. They prefer people like
is win anything.
They prefer people like Westbrook and people like Derrick Rose or people like Chris Paul and people like Steve Nash and Jason Kidd. You know what I mean? Like people who would control the entire game versus just
Chris Paul ever win.
Is it my point?
Championship? Zero.
Is it my point?
Steve Nash. How much championship Steve Nash have? Zero.
Is it my point? So people like that always focus on just put the ball in the hoop. So people like that love.
I thought that was the name of the game. Y'all just come trying to make this game hard. No.
You could score a million and you won't.
Very easy.
One person score a million and you win.
Let him know, Amo, what's the name of the game?
Yeah, I do say that a lot though. I do think like we as like basketball fans and analysts, we do sometimes overanalyze the because crap. As much as I love advanced analytics, I feel like we rely on it so heavy now. It's like we make the game too complicated because it's like at the end of the day, it's a make or miss league. It don't matter what. It don't matter how you defend a play on his left side or whatever.
You know what they say?
It's either
every shot is a bad shot until it go in. And Kobe used to say that. Kobe would be just taking these wild fadeaway over 3 fellas. And everybody, but if Kobe was missing those shots, they'd say, oh, Jesus, this guy needs to get off this team. This guy is the worst thing ever. The second you make them shot, oh my God, he's one of the greatest players in NBA history.
That's the difference between a guy like Kevin Durant and Tobias Harris. They take the same type of shots. Kevin Durant just make way more.
Right, and that's my point. Right? Everybody in Kobe.
Yeah, everybody can be that.
Kobe had the worst shot selection of all time.
No, watch your mouth, because J.R. Smith playing in the NBA.
That's factual.
Watch your friggin' mouth, but I never
fadeaways over
I know
guys.
I was a Kobe fan, and yes, Kobe has taken bad shots, but J.R. Smith, Kobe will shoot an open shot when he open. J.R. Smith will hold the ball, let you run out to him. Let you jump, and then jump and shoot the ball. I'd be like,
oh wait,
how does
watch Kobe crazy highlights? That's why you shoot away left out of the day.
But right, because he's Kobe. So like that,
a bad shot when it go in.
We've had people that try to emulate Kobe's shot selection without Kobe's skill, and they can ship out the league real fast.
Yeah, don't do that.
You got what do you name? Marshawn. What's his name, man?
Marshawn Brooks.
Remember him? He was a Kobe.
If
you think Devin Booker is a Kobe lover, that dude is worship Kobe, bro.
He probably in Turkey somewhere.
He thought he was Kobe, and he was taking some Kobe shot selection, and it wasn't dropping like Kobe.
I read something where some GMs was like, when they come in the interview pre-draft and you tell them you model your game after Kobe, they just write you off because they be like, wait, there's only one of them. Don't model your game after them.
All I mean is that's a shot selection.
Yeah,
without the shot. That's all I mean.
I mean, they'll give you a chance. All they saying is, boy, you got to make them. Because, to be honest, people like Kyrie, them is Kobe mentality players. Even players like Jason Tatum, them, and Devin Booker. Mm-hmm. But they just hit the shots. The second you see these guys start missing these shots, they will delete. Yeah. I guarantee you that.
They label you as a chucker. So that's the difference.
That's like Steph Curry. But you know how trash Steph Curry is. But Steph Curry takes some of the worst shots I have ever seen. You talking about Kobe shots?
Yeah.
Steph Curry shots is be far against analytics. This player is coming down the court with 20 seconds left on the shot clock and shoot a 3-pointer from almost half court.
They used to be heat checks, so they used to be heat checks.
Who teach you this, bro? But when it goes in, he's one of the greatest point guards of all time.
Wow. Yeah. That's a make a mislead. Like, we look at guys like Nick Young and J.R. Smith. These dudes super talented. Super talented scorers. The only problem is, them shots with they be shooting, they don't really hit them as much as they think they hit them. Right. You get at a dude like, look at Kyrie, for instance, right? Kyrie is a shoot first, shoot second, shoot third player. The problem is, Kyrie is almost always making shots. So you compare that to a dude who coming off the bench with that same mindset, and he don't make as much shots as Kyrie. Now we look at him in a different way. So it's a make or miss league, like you say. This is why Mark Jackson said a few years ago that he believes Steph Curry was ruining the game. Not because Steph Curry game was bad for basketball, but because he believed that the young people coming up will try to emulate that, and they just ain't as effective.
Yeah. like you said, it's a mega mess league, and right? I know. I said, I like buckets. To be honest with you, I like good defense now. I like straight up defense. That Draymond crap,
And
I
I
don't
see.
like. I don't like crying defense. Kawhi. One thing I like, Kawhi will play you face up, and the second ref call a foul, Kawhi will grab the ball and hand it to the ref.
No
Okay,
boy,
cool.
Kawhi don't cry. Kawhi is crying, bro.
Start crying now.
Compare,
Kawhi is
he
crying.
start crying now, but
No,
compared
you
to
know,
Start
Draymond,
yeah,
I watched
you can.
Draymond chop a fella in the throat and put his hand up and say, "Boy, you
Yeah,
really can call that?" Like he's
yeah.
asked the ref, "You really can call that?" Like I
And
always
that's
almost kill him.
I feel like that's just a part of their 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 attempt to manipulate the refs, bro. Because all of them do it. Kawhi, Marcus Smart, Patrick
I
Beverly,
see
all them
Marcus Smart get suspended today. That's good. I don't like him neither.
all them guys who have that infectious defensive intensity, they're always trying to manipulate the ref.
That's dirty. Dirty niggas.
Yeah, but
But I hate
don't
to see
forget that the
crying.
rule has changed now. All that extra flamboyant stuff and all that, even on the offensive end, you can't even
Yeah, boy.
try jumping the fellas no more. So
Harden. Harden in a tight this year, boy.
I think so. Harden always in the bag. It ain't
No
like
way.
that's Harden main thing.
I think
What?
Harden's
Harden
so,
always in the
but
bag.
I think he's so slick. He
He'll
can
find
still
a
get
new
them.
way, boy.
Real.
Harden is the one who turned traveling legal. Like dog still is
Yeah,
take 4 steps
But
and no one put no
he's
scene
do
yet.
this thing when you drive into the rim. He's put the ball low. And once you put your hand in there, he holding
That's
that, and he go
and
right.
you got to call that. Now that's
you put
different.
in that, boy.
You
Yeah,
got to call that.
Boy,
Your
and
hand get caught right up in that.
dudes just be so lost, but you see how they be defending them with their arms behind their back, boy. I'd be like, boy, this some crazy stuff, you know, boy. They just literally put their arm behind their back and say, boy, I can try to play defense on them.
yeah.
Because you
Well,
can't reach.
but you got dudes like Trey. Trey
Yeah,
said the
Trey does
whole
that a lot.
fake jump into
Trey,
you thing.
Trey, Luca.
Yeah,
He's
Luka
bubble
Love
up too.
that got yeah. They in some trouble.
Yeah, so it could be interesting to see. I mean, great players adopt either which way, so this could be a good
Yeah, and
test
I
to
think
see.
Harden got that, especially now with him playing point guard because Kyrie ain't gonna be there. Harden
But
got,
he's playing point guard either way. Kyrie
that's
gonna
what I'm
tell him
saying. So Harden gonna make it look good. But yeah, y'all Shanks, I bring one little special guest on tonight. Y'all couldn't stop talking. Y'all gone 2.5 hours basically. But
Hey, we still live, you know.
yeah, I know.
We got all the
Shout out
support
to
from
Amo
people
for
that actually
sliding
watch.
through.
Shout out for sliding through. We appreciate that.
Slimmy for coming on. Cornbread who tap in bar. All y'all. We can be live again Sunday morning, 9:30 sharp, to bring you our picks before you guys get ready to go to church and do what y'all gotta do for that Sunday games. But yeah, it's an eventful night. I don't see when season start. Like I say, we have to break these up. We can need an NFL one probably Tuesday and an NBA one maybe Wednesday because Thursday still is football. But putting all two of them in one show, you can get
Yeah,
this
this,
two and a
this
half,
yeah,
and basketball ain't even start yet.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
we can try bring something special, you guys, and each show we could try get you, or each week I would say we try to get a guest, special guest. Anybody out there wanna link in? Just hit us, want us, put you on the platform, give your opinion, and we're looking for bigger, better things, and at the end of 2021, going into 2022. So I don't know if anyone else got something to say, but I have a day job.
Good. All right, guys, experts. We signing out.
Yeah,